hanging from a thread till you dead. Cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed. She getting details, spilling every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale, a fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep part. You a savage, you can have it, just show all your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, the soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this land's for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, stray bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shiver, this a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence, dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next, open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think them Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving. What is poppin', people? Welcome back to Shy L Reacts. I'm your host, Shy L, and we are back in the building. Salute to y'all for being here. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Hit the like button on the way in. Y'all being greedy tonight. 12 concurrent viewers, 3 likes. Right? Stop being greedy. Salutes. Right? Welcome. Glad you're here. Let's hang out. What do you know about Nick that... What? This guy's already talking? Learn how to type first, bro. Then talk shit. Type first, talk shit second. Type, then talk shit. Type first, then talk shit. Shitting and typing at the same time, it don't work out. All right? If you know everything there is to know about Nick, you can easily fuck off, Sergio. 2 fingers. Deuces. A la verga. All right? Shout out Oso on the check-in. Shout out Pebs. Pebs, yo, salute to you, Pebs. This is the only place you free around here right now. You know what I'm saying? You got no freedom nowhere else. You're able to hang out in the chat. So salutes to you. I appreciate you, Pebs, for coming through. All right? Salutes. Shout out Adrian Torres on the check-in. Was cracking shots. Salute, my boy. Shout out Manalia. Pito, don't that mean dick in Spanish? I don't know what you're saying, Zamora. I mean, you find another way to get crucified, all right? Salutes. Shout out Zoraida on the check-in. Salutes to you, Zoraida. I appreciate you for coming through. All right. Sergio Martinez. What do you know about Nick with 2 C's that WWE don't? Shut your stupid ass up, Sergio. All right? Fuck are you even talking about? Here comes JoJo, a.k.a. Goth, a.k.a. Perfecto Gay 777, another Mama Bicho. You sit in that chair all day, you people are lame fucks. I mean, keyboard messed up. I was asking questions, don't know why you get triggered, because it's like, you people come in bitching before the show even starts, some of you. You know what I'm saying? As I said, does that mean Junior and Puerto Rican? Hell no. Salutes. All right? But yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel about people that just come here, don't want to be here? Well, they want to be here, but they want to be here and then they just come and talk shit. Like, you're just cowardly. JJ, you a dick sucker. Shout out Velez408 on the check-in. Sergio, why you get triggered? Why you talking already? You know what I'm saying? If you don't like the subject matter that we doing here today, you can go somewhere else, bro. Today I'm talking about Nick Diaz. Al que no le gusta pa'l carajo. Period. You know what I mean? Agent Torres says, Shy, you look slimmer. You lost weight. Agent Torres, salutes to you, bro. I appreciate you. Just wearing all black, bro. Just wearing all black. Shout out Velez. He's happy over the Niners. All right? I was asking a question. Don't know why you get triggered. Well, think about your question. Huh? What's the title of this? What's the title of this here? The title of this is Nick Diaz. Is he in trouble? Right? Do you know if he's in trouble or not, Sergio? Can you answer our question? Otherwise, I'm going to look for it. So I don't even know what, I don't even know what you. Somebody go to Section 8 and drag Jonathan out of there. Tell Jonathan it's our turn. Please. Thank you. Salutes. So yeah, so if you feel like I get triggered, fuck off. You triggered me. Call it whatever you want. I'm aggro. Alright? Why are we talking about this? Because I said so. That's why we're talking about it. Bitching and asking questions is 2 different things. Alright, cool. Maybe I took it the wrong way. My apologies. You know what I'm saying? But what do you know, or what do know about Nick that we don't? Or what do I know about Nick that we don't? Maybe I know plenty about Nick that you don't. Maybe there's mad people on this channel that don't know shit about Nick. Maybe I'm going to put them up on him tonight. You know what I mean? So. It's definitely Perfecto Gay, because he always says the same thing. Don't let me come to Chicago. You don't let you come to Chicago. Because if you wanted to, you'd come get some. But you won't let you come to Chicago because you're a mamabicho. You know what I mean? Shave your mother's ridiculous beard. Shave the twat that you got pushed through into this world. Go weed whack that and shut the fuck up. Chivalesa, is he in trouble? Shit. Judging by his actions and appearance, he's down real bad. Well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to see. But I love it. I love it. The cocksuckers here, especially JJ. You cocksmokers around here, y'all are great because you just wait all day long. You're just sitting at home doing nothing, smelling like fucking jizz and fucking vomit, just waiting for me to go live. So you sitting in the chair all day? They all laugh at their own comment. They put a comment, then they laugh at fucking dorks. All right? Sergio, if I came out too hot, hey, sorry, bro. But that wasn't a question. There was sarcasm behind it, but you're doing that girl shit and you hiding behind it. I was just asking a question. I was just kidding. It's just a question. Nah, bro.
you sitting here, you hating on the topic, then you don't have to be here. Everybody got a fucking opinion all the time. Yeah? But yeah, so salute to the lame fucks. Smell like jizz and fucking ketchup, bitches. And we'll just move on from there. But yeah, Velez, he's looking like he's in trouble, bro. He's looking like he's in trouble. All right? Boom. You ain't heard one of these in a while? All right? Salutes. He's looking like he's in trouble. Now, Velez, do you remember the days where Nick was a vegan and non-alcoholic, and all he did was smoke weed and run marathons and swim from Alcatraz to the, you know what I'm saying? JJ, you should shut the fuck up, because we don't like you here. We'll get you out of here forever. Smoking cigarettes is an awful way to do. Shut up, dog. Riding my dick in the chat is no way to live. You wait all day, dog, smelling like puke and jizz and ketchup. You just wait to come over and talk. That says more about you than it says about me, Mama Bicho. You know what I mean? But just stay out of Chicago, because I'll break your fucking face. How about that? All right? And somebody please put him in the fucking bathroom. Get him the fuck out of here. Matter of fact, get JJ out of here for good. We don't ever want to see JJ's whore face back. Get him gone. I'm going to make sure that this stream is demonetized, but I'm going to do it the right way, talking about these bitches. So put JJ in the fucking bathroom and hide him from the camera. Because he just come with the same shit. You weak, bro. You're weak. Just come with the same shit every week. No creativity in you. Thank you, Oso, for cracking him in his fucking head. Oso, go back. Oso, you gave him 86,000 seconds. Give him. I want him to have life, death penalty on this motherfucker. Hurry up.
Also hit him in the head. Headshot. He gone. He gone. Don't go.
Get him the fuck out of here. That shit is boring already, bro. I deserve better from you motherfuckers, man. I deserve better trolls. You know? Way better. Hit the fucking like button. Supposedly, I deserve better viewers, too. Hit the like button. All right? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling today. So, get to it and let's do it. All right? All right. He gone? No, he gone for 80. I see 86,000 seconds, but if you fixed it, cool, fix it. I want him out of here for life. He gonna have to get creative, or he gonna have to pay to repeat the same shit over and over. There you go. Hit him by Oso. Good job. Hit him in the head. I was gone 2 seconds, and what happened? I just get tired of the same joke over and over. You still sitting in the chair? Purr, 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 purr. Lame fuck. There's nothing lamer than you lames that walk around and just think you're hilarious and charming and all of that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all a bunch of dick smokers. All right? So, we got that out the way. Now we can move the fuck on. He'll come in here with a bunch of alts. We'll get him the fuck out of here. And the alts, we're not putting the alts, you know, none of that shit. That shit goes, we're not putting them in 24-hour timeout. They get the fuck out of here for good. Hit the like button. All right? Adios.
Adios, pendejo.
Mauricio. All right? All up in your bubble.
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your bubble.
Okay. So, and then Sergio's offended because I'm offended. That's like saying, oh, why are we talking about Nick for? You're not producing the show, bro. I'm producing the show. So today I decided we're talking about Nick. What do I know that you don't know? Maybe you know everything. So then fuck off to the professional section of YouTube. I'm going to put people up on Nick Diaz that don't know who he is. And then I'm going to talk about what he's going through right now. All right? Al que no le gusta, pa'l carajo. You know what that means? It means pa'l carajo. Fuck out of here. Don't let me come to Chicago. Don't let me. You're not letting yourself, bitch. You're just talking. You want no parts. I was gone 2 seconds. What happened, man? Some of these fools on the chat are lame-os. You tell them, I mean, it's just boring, dog. And then they be like, Shy, you're triggered. You fucking lame dick. You wait around all day to come watch a dude that you don't like, that you want to talk shit to. And let's give a shout out to the fucking meth beauty. Right? Gash Beauty, I like to call her. Right? She used to be around here a lot. Goth Beauty used to blow Chapo a whole lot. I love Chapo. Right? She got in the, she's always, oh, hi, Shy. Salutes, Shy. Did I catch the live? And this week, what did she do? She got caught in the comments, shitting on me. Right? But she forgot to switch from her regular name to her troll name before she started shitting on me. So not only are you a troll, you're a stupid fucking troll. You know what I'm saying? So fuck Meth Beauty. All right, fuck Gash Beauty, and she can get the fuck up out of here too. Like I deserve better trolls. Trolls that can keep their alternate accounts together. Trolls that could come with different jokes, something creative. Trolls that, but these guys are just lames that laugh at them. They don't get no props from me. You motherfuckers would never see me outside. Never. You would never walk up to me. Don't let me come to Chicago. Shut the fuck up. 23 concurrent viewers, 6 likes, man. No respect. You know, and that's why I feel like that. That's why I feel like I shut this motherfucker down and just, y'all go on doing what else you was doing. Shout out Pure Art on the check-in. Shout out Winnie the Pooh. Right? Now, let me see how many people got here. I got Oso. I know he hit it. He was the first one in here. Sergio probably took his back because he mad now. You know, because he don't like, you know, he don't like what I, you know, my topic. I know Velez is in here, Pure Arts in here, Adrian Torres is in here, Zoraida's in here, Manalia's in here, Winnie the Pooh's in here. How many is that? Is that more than 7? Let's get these likes up. Adrian Torres says, Shy's on fire tonight. Love it. Bro, it's fucking annoying, bro. All right, hold on a sec. Shout out Pete Never for the $10 for the $10 Cash App. And his message is, never, ever, never leave the trolls alone, all right? Never leave the trolls alone. Salute to Pete Never on the check-in. I appreciate you, sir. Never leave the trolls alone. Yeah, fuck that. All right? Like, people be like, don't pay him no mind. Like, yeah, well, let's get him out. Let's make an example of him, get him the fuck out of here so we can get some good ones in here. Because these suck. Pure Art, you're going to find yourself in the fucking bathroom. In the fucking bedroom. Keep talking that happy shit. Right? But again, salutes to y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Topic of conversation today will be Nick Diaz, man. I want to watch a couple of Nick Diaz mini docs on YouTube. Give the people that don't know who he is an understanding of who he is, what he meant to the game, what he meant to people like me. You know, being a combat sports fan. Shout out Bobby D on the check-in. Salutes, just hit the like. Appreciate you, sir. Somebody just took a like back. You know what I mean? Somebody just took one back. It went from 10 to 9. Right? Somebody just took one back. So, you know. I made your misery permeate through your fucking bones for the rest of your life. You miserable cunt. All right? It's all comedy to me. I'm an entertainer. I'm here. Chilling. But again, yeah, what Nick meant to me as a fight fan, what he did for the game, how he offered up his brother the opportunity to have that life, the life that he has now. You know, Nathan's a fucking multi-millionaire and, you know, the foil of one of the biggest upsets in the history of mixed martial arts when he foiled Conor McGregor's party. So all of those things come via Nick Diaz, you know what I mean? And he's not looking good right now. So I want to go through that. I also want to go through that, you know, who he got around him and talk about shit like that. So salutes to y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Hit the like button. People, don't be stingy. Shout out Adrian Torres. He said, I visited Puerto Rico recently, and boy, that island is beautiful. Love the Boricuas. Thank you, sir. The most beautiful thing I've ever laid eyes on. You know what I'm saying? I just saw a meme a little while ago, and it was a dude standing on a montaña, right? A big green montaña. He's standing there, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs. Now, I couldn't listen to it, but I saw it, and it said, you know, people from the Bronx, you know, leaving Puerto Rico. Like, why did anybody ever leave? You know what I'm saying? It was rough. There was the years that were rough on that island, but it's a beautiful place, you know? Shout out Daniel the Great. People are quick to forget what a great fighter Nick was, a real OG in the game. Yeah, and one of the first originals of the game. One of the first guys that didn't give a fuck and made sure you knew it, you know? And didn't do it to play the badass, but just to get through it. Just getting through life, man. Nick just a dude getting through life, and sometimes it's rough, right? Let me send JP a message. If he's up, he can come check us out. We live here. Nick with Kimbo Slice. Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. Another person people talk a lot of shit about, but a dude that I believe is the American dream. All right? A dude that fought his way from the backyard literally with his hands touched the whole world, right? Made it to the UFC and everything. And didn't do it off of just a contract. Went through the competition to get there, you know? But we're going to start here. I got a little doc that I found here. We're just going to check out real quick. And I'm going to laugh a lot because to me, Nick is fucking hilarious. So is Nate. I hope we open you guys up. The people that don't follow mixed martial arts, I hope we open you guys up to the experience. It's an amazing sport, not just because of the sport itself, but because of the people. And I want to showcase that, all right? I mean, see, that's not what you said, Adrian. You said, Zaza, you said why? You said the nickname. You said Pito is what I don't know Puerto Ricans to just call juniors Pito, but I got some cousins that's Pito, but I don't know if that makes them juniors. But quite possible, probably just some shit I don't know about. Salutes. Hit the like button and subscribe. But Zaza said, but Manalia, Adrian said he went to Puerto Rico. He didn't say he know all our slang, man. Hit the like button and subscribe. Give my boy Sai some love. Salutes again. Salutes to Pete Never for his Cash App. I appreciate you. Shy, I just put my life on the line, stepping into Section 8 and telling him to check his Discord. You made it out okay, Zora. We got you. Right? Have to go get his ass real quick. But hey, man, ¿qué diablo tú estás haciendo, hombre? All right? So, boom, let's get it popping. We're going to start with this mini doc, and we'll talk about it. Shout out, Manalia. He assumed he was Rican. You might be right, Manalia. I don't know. I have cousins named Pito. Now that I think about it, maybe they are juniors, but I never looked at Pito as a junior's name. You know what I'm saying? Velez 408, shout out Section 8. What's Section 8? Velez 408 said, Section 8 is a YouTube community that I come from that doesn't have weak trolls, all right? All right? They still got punk, pussy, bitch-ass trolls, right? But they don't come repeat the same. I mean, some of them do, but just repeating the same shit over and over and laughing about themselves. Get the fuck out of here. You a lame cuck. I'll bang your bitch right in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? So that's Section 8. It's a Shark Tank over there. That's what either. Yeah, shout out Adrian. Omar Carranza says, it's a shame the commission banned him for a couple years because he tested positive for weed. Wasn't it like 5 years? That, to me, that moment, that 5 years was what has him in the position he's in today. And we'll get to that. So, yes. In a time where testosterone was legal in mixed martial arts, he was banned 5 years for marijuana. It wasn't because of the marijuana. It's because they didn't like Nick Diaz. I mean, period. So, salutes. All right, let's get it. We're going to start with this little 10-minute joint right here. Let me play this. Let me grab my water. I got my burr. Again, honey's up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Right? We lost a couple of people already. Hey, man. I ain't concerned with who's there at the beginning. I'm concerned with who's there at the end. Shout out Zoraida. A dangerous place. Let's get it.
I really stood out as like a hardcore guy when I'm not so hardcore in a hardcore school. So it was just no fitting in anywhere. What happened was, I ended up in these conversations.
Is this it? No, this ain't the one I want. Hold on. Give me a sec. I had the wrong thing up anyway. Let me get it. It should be.
It was the first time I ever saw.
It's this one. All right, hold on. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna leave y'all right here. Let me grab this water real quick. All right, got that. Because I want to enjoy this with y'all. Let's do it.
It was the first time I ever saw Nick talk. It was the first fight with Robbie Lawler. Robbie was dangerous. So
Very dangerous.
Nick took that talking to DEFCON 5.
Fighting out of Stockton, California, please welcome Nick Diaz!
And he got into the octagon. And the first thing he does, he gets into the octagon. He looks over at Robbie, goes, "Stockton, motherfucker! Stockton! And he starts walking around, Stockton, mother. And Robbie's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
He's very skilled, a fantastic grappler, unbelievable boxing, insane cardio. He's got all the things that could give a lot of guys problems in the welterweight division.
He's a fascinating guy. I'm fascinated by him. I've been in this business forever. I mean, I've been in this business forever. I've dealt with every guy you can possibly deal with. And this kid is fascinating, you know? I don't want to give you a Nick Diaz answer on this one. I want to give you something. You ask him questions, he knows the answer. But fuck you.
I do. This isn't a joke.
That's real shit right there. You ask him a question, he knows the answer, but fuck you.
A staging little act. This is not for fun.
But fuck you.
I do.
You ask him questions, he knows the answer. But fuck you.
I do. This isn't a joke. I'm not staging a little act. This is not for fun. This is not a side thing. This is all I got. So this is all I got to work with.
Now salutes Nick. Nick's from Stockton, California, 209. And, you know, Nick ain't the best communicator, right? He doesn't have the best verbiage. He doesn't have the synapses popping off, getting the words out right. He struggles to find his words. He struggles to find his peace. He struggles to find a lot of things, but he's going to let you know about it. He's going to be honest with you about it as much as he can. He's going to try to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's not a show. I understand authentic people like that. You know what I'm saying? You look at a person like DMX. He barked. Who the fuck you know is going to get away with barking in hip-hop? Especially the hip-hop that we come up from at that time. Why did he get away with it? Because the shit wasn't a gag. The shit was authentic. That's that Nick Diaz shit. That's how I feel about that Nick and Nate Diaz shit.
Brother is responsible for anything I've even done at all, you know. He's the one that is like, it's crazy what he's done and how he did everything, because he just knew what he was gonna do.
The guy's still doing triathlons. It's not like a lot of times what happens is when a guy leaves for a while, you know, they don't work out and they don't do anything for a few years. And they might go in the gym and mess around, but they're not training at that level. This kid's a world-class athlete, you know?
When Nick Diaz changed the game in terms of his elite cardio, he did something that was a new thing. And that new thing was, he's not going to hit you with 100% power. He's going to hit you with 50%. But he's going to hit you twice as much, and you're never going to get to breathe. And he's going to stay on top of you, and he's going to talk to you the whole time. So he's going to fuck with you psychologically. He's going to disrupt your breathing by constantly hitting you. And then once he realizes you're hurt, then he's digging to the body. Then he's putting it on you.
Today, we will talk about the older brother of Nate Diaz, who has been in his shadow for a very long time until he became famous thanks to the fight with Conor McGregor. We will recall the path of older Diaz, who made this last...
The superstar that Nathan is today, Nick already was then. The game just wasn't as big as it is today. You know what I mean? Shout out Vicente on the check-in. Salute, sir. Glad to see you. All right. So he was the superstar. He was the guy. Now we're talking about a guy that's from Stockton that could have chose anything, right? He could have been in a gang. He could have been a hustler. He could have been the leader of a gang. He could have done whatever. The dude chose to stay physically fit and active. You know what I'm saying? The dude chose to run marathons and swim from Alcatraz. He chose to give his brother that same kind of opportunity. When he saw his brother sitting around doing nothing. You know what I mean?
His name famous all over the world because it was him who gave the industry of mixed martial arts to incredible fighters, himself and his brother. Together, we will go through all the stages of Nick Diaz's career, who can be rightfully called the godfather of early MMA. Please don't forget about the likes, comments with 4 words, and subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
You know, Nick was one of the first guys that implemented that strategy of cardio. And see, the jiu-jitsu guys, for those that don't know the history of mixed martial arts, the Gracie family was blessed with Japanese jiu-jitsu. And Helio Gracie transformed that into Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right? A technique where the smaller man had an opportunity against the bigger man, given there was no time limit. You know what I'm saying? Gas. They was able to hold you, grapple with you until you no longer had the strength to fight back. Then they choke you out or take your arm, take your leg, whatever. Right? And that was the precipice of UFC 1. UFC 1 was basically created as an infomercial to promote Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Gracie classes in California. Now, Nick is a Gracie student. Nick does come from the Gracie School, the Cesar Gracie School of Jiu-Jitsu, right, and grappling, right? But he was the first one to, I believe, to implement that cardio mentality, or the mentality of drowning your opponent in cardio, the way the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys did it. He was the first one to do it with his hands. He was the first one to throw 1,000,000 strikes at you, like Joe Rogan said, throw 1,000,000 strikes at you, some 50%, some 20%, and then crack you with the big boy. And hit you with another 70%, 60%, crack you with the big boy, you know what I'm saying? And drag you in the dark waters and call you a bitch all the way there, right? Again, for the Sergios of the world, I'm trying to put people up on somebody that they probably don't know, right? To understand who he is. Then I can look at his situation right now, okay? So don't question my titles. Don't question my topics. This is my channel. Go start your own. Triggered. So, boom. Shout out Zachary Leckleitner on the check-in. Shout out HG on the check-in. Appreciate you. All right. We're gonna put Jonathan in the bathroom. When we put him in the fucking bedroom. So yeah. So Nick was the I think the pioneer of that in mixed martial arts, of just taking you into deep waters where you just couldn't breathe anymore.
Childhood and early years.
Go ahead, talk. Camera off me, man. Come on. Nah, it's on you. What are you gonna say?
That's Nathan. That's his younger brother, Nate Diaz, right there. Shout out Felimon Carrasco on the subscription. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, so this is Nate right here. Pre going to the Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter was a competition that the UFC used to have to get a contract with the company. He was in it and he won it.
Come on, you gotta be quick. Think of something. I don't like Nick. What are you gonna say? Come on, you gotta be quick. Think of something. I don't like Nick Diaz. Why don't you like Nick Diaz? He's a dick. What do you gotta say about him? Yeah, he's a crazy motherfucker. He's a crazy motherfucker. You think you can beat his ass? Come on. Nah.
Nicholas Robert Diaz was born on August the 2nd of 1983 in the city of Stockton, California. He has Mexican and English roots. The guy's childhood was rather tough. He has a younger brother Nate and sister Nina, who for the most part were raised by their single mother Melissa because the father abandoned the family early. It just so happened that the older child chose the sports almost from the very beginning. He was a very quarrelsome kid and often got in different incidents both in school and in the stern streets of Stockton. So, at a very young age, Nick decided to do sports and callous himself both mentally and physically to be able to oppose all challenges which awaited him at every corner. From his early years, Diaz began doing karate and aikido and also participated in wrestling competitions when he was a teenager.
I mean, karate, they teach you some good basic shit, you know? They teach you how to have a strong stance. They teach you little blocking, how you're supposed to block even, or, you know, they're having you break shit, hit shit, make noises when you hit.
Mind you, he's being sarcastic about karate right there. Right, to make you hit shit, break shit, make noises when you hit. Shout out Vicente. No, not Nina Drama, bro. Nina Diaz. Nina Diaz will probably beat the shit out of Nina Drama, but salute to Nina Drama. I'm a fan.
Yeah, that's crazy. That teaches you how to hit. And then people when they're 20, they try to do that, and they can't do it now. But the other people when they're like, they did a little bit of karate when they were a kid, now they can just do that. They just go right back to it. Yeah, I've done this before. I'm like, it's like, you know.
Besides that, he attended Tokai School in the city of Lodi, California, but dropped out in less than a year. Overall, this guy did not really get along with educational facilities from the very beginning, mostly because it was influenced by his environment. Diaz brothers were surrounded by hooligans, simply speaking, and to adapt to a hostile environment, they had to wear a mask of the same hooligans to oppose evil, as smugly as it may sound.
Like a hardcore guy when I'm not so hardcore in a hardcore school. So it was just no fitting in anywhere. What happened was, I'd end up in these confrontations all the time because I was gonna fight with this kid.
Burnout. We all experience it at some point. It's so important to me that I've actually been working on it in therapy.
And all his friends were like, hey, you're gonna fight this guy, he's gonna fight with this kid. And all his friends were like, hey, you're gonna fight this guy, you're gonna fight Justin, you're gonna, and I'd be like, hey, f you. You know what I mean? Because they think it's funny, or they're talking, or someone will come up and be like, yeah, you're gonna fight Justin Acello, he's gonna whoop your ass. And I'd be like, yeah, f you, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And then next thing you know, oh, you that dude, you mess with that dude, now you're gonna, this is so-and-so, so now I got problems with this dude, I got problems with this dude. So I'm just, high school was hard time. High school was hard times.
During his first year in college, our hero added swimming to his activities and became a member of one of the local teams. On top of that, he started training Sambo under the supervision of the champion of Bulgaria, Valery Ignatov. Around that time, his desire to grow and get better in this discipline motivated him to put his sights on the ground game aspects. After watching one of Renzo Gracie's performances in the legendary Pride, Nick got
Shit. Carlos Newton and Renzo Gracie, that's
After
classic
watching one
fight
of
right
Renzo
there.
Gracie's performances in the legendary Pride, Nick got inspired to try himself in the mixed style. He began training under the supervision of Steve Heath in the Animal House Gym before he joined the team of the Great Gracie clan.
Immediately they consider me dangerous. They're like, you hit this guy and you drew blood from him and you've cut him and you are dangerous and we can't have you on campus. And I'm like, I was attacked. And that's all I can think about. Like, I didn't even start this,
The sport helped Nick Diaz not only to strengthen his body and mind and give him an ability to stand up for himself, but also get distracted from the nasty and toxic environment which was constantly testing him. Mixed martial arts were hardening the spirit of the young Stocktonian who learned a simple truth from childhood. Nobody was going to save him, and only he could be responsible for his future life and its direction.
That's it. That changed a person right there. To know that you are by your lonesome. And he knew it. I want you to consider something. Throughout all of this turmoil that he's going through in school and having to fight dudes and all this stuff, no drinking, no heavy drugs, just bud and running. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Now I'm looking for a linchpin. I'm looking for the moment where that changed. All right? I'm looking for the moment that changed. The moment that he was no longer straight edge, Nick Diaz. Because I feel like that changed everything.
It was easy to go with the flow, deal with the bad company, and truly become a regular hooligan upstart with criminal tendencies, and there were a lot of such in Stockton of that period, and even now, but our hero was resisting that. He figured that he was destined to become a fighter from his childhood. He was left with nothing but a day-to-day struggle, and he needed to keep fighting no matter what. Especially given the fact that the sport with total commitment provides big prospects, and big prospects will inevitably lead the dedicated person to great heights. Perhaps Nick did not realize all of that the way we word it right now, but subconsciously his body and spirit were striving to self-fulfillment through martial arts, and he didn't need anything else at that point in time.
He was always told he wasn't good enough. He was always told he's not going to make it. He was always told you don't belong here, and you're not one of these rich kids.
That video right there, I watched that dude. I don't even remember how many minutes it was, but dude went crazy on that bag for a very long time.
And when he fights, I think he does bring some of that back. And unfortunately for his adversary, that's where that energy goes.
Nick Diaz did not know what a good life was. As well as his family, his mother worked 3 jobs to barely have an opportunity to feed 3 children. His brother and sister were...
Bro, look at Nate's face. Nate looked like he want to fight you too. Classic.
But going with the flow and growing up in a dangerous environment which wanted to hurt them at every step. Overall, there weren't a lot of good things. That's why he didn't even hesitate when choosing the discipline which eventually was supposed to bring order in his life. He wasn't bothered with existential and philosophical questions, why is it happening to me, and stuff like that. Our hero simply accepted the cards he was dealt from childhood and moved in the direction of what promised to improve his life and existence of his close ones.
In order to love fighting, I have to hate it. There's no love in this without hate. You gotta love it, so you want it so bad that you're pushing yourself to those limits to where you just simply hate it. And if you ain't there to where you hate it, then good luck trying to love this.
After countless hours in the gym,
he reminds me of Old Dirty Bastard in a lot of ways. There's a freestyle that Old Dirty Bastard standing in a cypher. I think Busta Rhymes is there. Dirty spitting. And if you're a layman and you don't understand bars, you don't understand MCs, you don't understand lyrics, you'll mistake Dirty for a fool. When the shit that he said in that rhyme was phenomenal, mathematical, scientific, all of the above as far as a rhyme goes. And you just can't see the genius in it. Never mistake Old Dirty Bastard for a fool. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt about Nick. People thought Nick would just ramble and talk and he couldn't eloquently express himself. But in reality, he was saying profound shit. Same with Mike Tyson. See, they're like these commenters. And that's what annoys me about them because people have been doing this type of shit for so long. You know what I'm saying? People will, and this is hundreds of years. You got goofballs like the people in the comments that'll make fun of the voice of a Mike Tyson and end up enjoying themselves because they took the low-hanging fruit, the easy joke, the easy laugh, right? And then they missed the profound sentiment in what he's saying. And they still think they're bigger than or better than the person who actually did get the profound out of what the man was saying and didn't get himself hung up on his fucking voice. So I look at these people as mouth-breathing buffoons, clowns, goofballs. You know what I mean? And it just be like that. We can't
money off of it.
All right, we're gonna move to another. Here, let me see what this guy, because this guy's voice isn't this. This ain't it either. This is not the one I was looking for. Fuck. Oh, it was. I did use that. All right. Let's see.
21 years ago when I had Nick in my class. It's just the way he was. Nick was Nick, and Nick was going to do what he was going to do.
On,
and
if take a look at that picture. That not a born fighter, or what? Did we freeze up? Am I gone? Am I back? What's up? Y'all let me know. All right, we seem to be good. But look at that picture. That authenticity or not? Huh? A dude that came up, that little kid grew up to be a legend, a god in the fight sports. But look at him. Was that not something that might have been meant for him from then? This is during the drama. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Zamora. He says, that's your connection. I don't know. I saw myself freeze up over there. I don't know what happened. I didn't report any drop frames or nothing, but you saw it, so I don't know. But yeah, that looked like destiny to me. He needed to have this attitude to survive what he was about to survive. I believe that.
if he felt like doing that at that moment, that's what he was going to do.
I pulled the fire alarm in her class. I don't know why I did that. I was standing by and I was screwing with it, and I knew it was a fire alarm or something. You know, I was in second grade. It just didn't really understand how the fire alarm worked, you know, because I would kind of mess with it, and then I think I kind of started, I didn't mean to pull the fire alarm, but I was screwing with it too much. And I ended up pulling it, and I was like, oh no, I did not just do that. And then like I was the only one standing there. I'm like, it went down. I was like, and she's like, you pulled it. And I was like, oh. It was bad.
It didn't surprise me. It was like, oh, Nick. Since all of this, I looked on YouTube and I've seen some videos of him because I haven't seen him since he was a kid. He's the exact same. He doesn't make eye contact. He talks very slow and deliberate, takes a breath between words. I mean, when I saw him on that video, he was the exact same kid.
I had a hard time. I moved around schools a little bit. One school has got one type of people, and then another school has got another type of people. So I got to learn a lot about people, I think, on account of that. I don't know how much I learned in school, but I did get to learn a lot about different types of people. Going to a school where it's not so hard, I really stood out as like a hardcore guy when I'm not so hardcore in a hardcore school. So it was just no fitting in anywhere. What happened was, I ended up in these confrontations all the time because I was gonna fight with this kid, and all his friends were like, "Hey, well, you're gonna fight this guy. You're gonna fight."
They had cut this into that other shit. Stevie
already.
He doesn't do MMA to be popular. Nick doesn't do MMA to get a pat on the back. Nick doesn't train and fight to get people's approval. Nick does it to survive because he knows this is his one shot.
He took it. Not only did he take it,
he's had everything.
Not only
that
did
the
he
world
take
could
it, he
throw
took
at
it
him.
and he took his
He's
brother
not
with him.
easily intimidated, and you can't break Nick Diaz.
Period.
Easily intimidated. He's had everything that the world can throw at him. He is not easily intimidated, and you can't break Nick Diaz.
Sometimes he gets upset. When you ask me why he gets upset, it's his inability to express himself verbally. That's why he's a fighter. But when he gets in that ring, he's a poet. He's a poet in motion.
People look at them now. People look at what Nate Diaz did with what's that Jake Paul kid, right? And they look at him, they say, nah. I'll say this, man. A Nick Diaz and a Nate Diaz, on point. All systems go. All cylinders running. I put them up against anybody, man. When those guys show up, they do what Nate did to Cowboy Cerrone. They do what Nate did to Takanori Gomi. They do what Nick did to Takanori Gomi. Start over what? Zaza? The video? What are you talking about? So when you get those nights, you get the Nick Diaz that beat, what was the British kid? Can't remember his name right now. You get those nights out of those guys, they're perfect fighters. You know what I mean? He wilding the fuck out, ain't he, Velez? He's wilding. You lucky it's just a few of us in here tonight.
He was always told he wasn't good enough. He was always told he's not going to make it. He was always told you don't belong here, and you're not one of these rich.
Shout out Man Ali. It says the live, it keeps freezing, or is it just me? I saw it freeze earlier, but it didn't have no dropped frames. And Zoraida says she thinks it's YouTube's YouTube falling apart. I don't know. She said that's so sad at that age where all kids are just trying to fit in, and all that time he felt like an outcast. That's some lifetime trauma. He used fighting to channel it. Zoraida, something bad would have happened to that boy if he didn't fight. And I'm convinced something bad would have happened to Nathan if he didn't fight. And that family pulled that out, and made it happen. Those two brothers made it happen. They don't need for shit no more, except for a little peace. And I don't know that, that could just happen like that. It took Mike a long time. Nick is in a bad situation now that we'll get to. It's crazy. We'll see. So that I said, close it or open it back up. Velez said, for me, it was the audio. They're just trying to hold me down, y'all. It is what it is. Salutes. We're going to keep it moving. Diaz Brothers style, all right? Salutes.
Rich kids. And when he fights, I think he does bring some of that back. And unfortunately for his adversary, that's where that energy goes.
And speaking to that, Zoraida, I want to show you a cut of him, a clip of Nate having an exchange with George St. Pierre in a press conference. Because it was like Nick, the soft gangster, you know, the nice guy that's going to give an old lady his seat but ain't going to take your shit, right? I can relate to that. So, and then there was the super soft guy, which was George St. Pierre. So George St. Pierre made the mistake of saying he felt like Nick was trying to bully him, like the dudes that used to bully him. And Nick took offense to that. Like, how dare you call me a motherfucking bully? You don't know what being bullied is. Have you ever had a hammer put to your head? You know, so it gets that deep with him. And which is why it's sad for me to see where he's at, because I already saw the kind of turmoil he was in his regular life when he was sober and clean. What's been happening to him for the last 10 years is sad and disappointing.
Nick would take on anybody and anything at any time, you know. You didn't get the best yet. Tomorrow you better be ready to do it again. He had some behavior problems, and also he had some gang problems. Gangs were trying to recruit him because he had a reputation of being tough, and the gangs wanted to have him join up. He wanted to better himself, I could see that. When he didn't do his work, he'd have to do a few push-ups. Okay, you didn't do your homework? 25, give me 25. Let's do it.
I wrestled when I was like 14, 13 in a park and rec thing. I was cutting weight for that because I was like 2 pounds over and I wanted to make the weight, you know.
And
I was like, okay, I can do that. So I made weight.
You got an athlete for a son. You know what I'm saying? That right there is a different thing in itself, a different way to channel whatever you can channel. But it's also another pressure, another thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a different life. But if it works for them, it works for them. I believe Floyd Mayweather, Nick Diaz, a lot of these guys would have just had a horrible life if they didn't fight.
That was probably the first time I ever made weight for something. I must have been like 14 or 15. It was a wrestling tournament. I got pinned by some dude with his older brothers were there. They were like pinned me real quick. You know what I mean? His brothers were there. They're like, man, you animal. They're like, and I was just like, oh man, I was like crying or something. I was like, not there, but I was like, had to take a walk. I was angry, you know, wrestling was not working out well for me. I mean, I liked wrestling. I wanted to be good at it. I just was having a hard time learning. I watched the UFCs. I ran into the tapes. I saw Royce Gracie. I said, I can do this. I started doing jiu-jitsu somewhere when I was like 15, 16, sophomore year, high school. And that's when I met Steve Heath.
I noticed immediately, I teach a move, he'd do it right the first time. Taught him the same move, he'd do it better the second time. By the third time, he did better than me.
And I'm training with Steve every day for months, and then I finally realized that he learned from Cesar Gracie. And I'm like, who's Cesar Gracie? And I'm like, you're telling me like there's cousins and like, you know, I'm trying to figure out the whole family tree thing.
When I first met Nick, he was a guy
For
that,
those
you know,
that
he was
don't
hanging
know,
out with the wrong crowd.
For those that don't know, he refers to the family thing. Like, what is this? A family thing? There's cousins. Again, the Gracie family from Brazil. Gracie family, I believe, of Scottish and Brazilian descent. Gracie family was blessed with the Japanese jiu-jitsu from Count Koma. As they were the family that took care of him while he was in Brazil. He blessed them with Japanese jiu-jitsu. Elio and his brothers, you know, they changed it and adapted it for their style. Boom, created Brazilian jiu-jitsu, then created the UFC and put in the runt of the litter to fight in UFC 1, and he won the whole thing. That was the game. That was the mission. The mission was to promote this. So at this time, Nick knows of Royce Gracie, you know, but then he hears about Cesar Gracie and he's like, who's this? What, they got cousins? There's other Gracies out here? They're all official?
Jiu-jitsu offered him an avenue to look at the world in a different way. He didn't relate well in school because they tell you you're going to do this homework, you're going to learn it the way we're going to teach you, and that's how you're going to do it or you're going to fail. And with martial arts, it was something that he could do his way.
He would start coming in every day. I asked him, I said, hey, aren't you supposed to be in school? And he goes, I'd rather come here and train. You know, I have no interest in school.
In order to love fighting, I have to hate it. There's no love in this without hate. You gotta love it so you want it so bad that you're pushing yourself to those limits to where you just simply hate it. And if you ain't there to where you hate it, then good luck trying to love this.
You know, what you see is what you get. I'm not out here trying to put on an act like I'm crazy. In my opinion, everybody else is crazy out of their mind. They're the ones putting on an act for you. Right. The camera gives them a line and they say it 10 times over again, and they turn these guys into these robots. I'm the only one being realistic about this sort of thing. People want to call me a crazy guy and point the finger and tell me I rant and rave. I feel you. I'm not out here staging anything. I'm trying to get through this. You know, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to survive and keep my teeth in my head and my head on my shoulders.
This isn't a joke. I'm not staging a little act. This is not for fun. This is not a side thing. This is fighting. I don't think that the fans out there, the viewers, need to see anything more than what I'm bringing to the table. This is as real as it gets. I'm not gonna smile for the camera. That would be crazy to start believing in myself and thinking, oh yeah, I'm the biggest part of the show and all happy me and everybody loves me and I'm the superstar. That's crazy. That's some right there. That's the last thing I'm gonna believe. All I'm gonna believe is I'm coming to whoop somebody's ass. What are these? Who makes these questions up? These questions are... Seriously? This is not, like, what are these? These are all tricks. This is all, like... I'm low on water, I'm low on calories, I'm low on food, I'm low on energy, and I'm more so than anything low on patience with anything that takes patience. If you ask me something stupid, then I'm gonna answer it with something stupid. And if I hear myself talk something stupid and I'm really pissed off, depressed, and bent out of shape about it, I might throw a fucking really serious fit for no fucking reason.
You gotta fucking love fucking Nick Diaz, bro. Let's see if we can get like a press conference highlight. So that just give you the gist. I wanted to give you the gist of who he was or who he is as a person. Shout out Yard from the check-in. Salutes. Let's see. Nah, that's too long. I like a highlight of Nick.
This is the heartbreaking story of Nick Diaz.
So sick of the fucking Deli guy's voice. He exhausts me already. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Salutes. Appreciate y'all being here. Shout out Pete. Is another nice pick. Salutes. Let's see. Presser. Highlights. 266, no way. Post-fight press conference, the best of Nick Diaz. Let's check this one out. This is after the George fight. Let me see. Let's check this out. Funny videos.
A fight's a fight. We never know what's going to happen. But if you had a perfect fight, what would it be?
A gentleman never tells.
Oh, here it is.
Say what you. If I want to say fuck you, and look at you to your face and say, hey, fuck your mother, then that's I can do that.
See, that's
I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
like what am I, being a good role model.
that's why-
There's more money in boxing, even if you're boxing inside of MMA. Even if you're a boxer in MMA, there's more money in boxing. Even if you boxing out there, as in the UFC. See what I mean?
I told him to go. He said, no, I gotta wait for Heather. I can't. I'd be in so much trouble if I.
Watch out those things.
Stay wait for his baby girl.
Frank's too small for this weight class.
That was when he fought a legend. He fought Frank Shamrock, and he told Frank Shamrock he was too small for the weight class.
Frank's too small for this weight class. He's got a little guy complex. He's smaller than I am. He likes to kind of walk around and smile. He could get punched in your mouth like that, dude.
I don't appreciate the way he promotes MMA.
You think I give a shit about any of this? Don't with me get in my face, get slapped.
It's not that hard, Zamora. Just a little research. Shout out Vernon Himes. Want to check in? Salutes.
Period.
He slaps like a girl.
I've never hit Frank Shamrock, so I don't know how he knows that. That's stupid.
People are gonna say what they will about me, but I kind of got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how people think about you. I get emails and stuff, and just weird letters, and I'm just like, why am I even reading this?
So that's why Anderson Silva, he's important, and that's why I'm important now, because people, they want to see action. They don't, and they know who's gonna bring that action to the table. They know who's gonna bring the real fights.
Who's the better fighter between you guys? That's a stupid question.
He asked him, who's the better fighter between you and your brother? He took offense to that shit.
The real fights.
Who's the better fighter between you guys? That's a stupid question, dude. Yeah, we're both different fighters. We're different ways. It's my brother. I mean, like who would win? It's like, okay, why, or what? Like that's stupid. You're gonna ask me that.
And they just said, they're like, hey, sorry, Connor, but Kavanaugh's not going to be able to be in your corner today. Kavanaugh, no Kavanaugh in your corner. Is that, how do you feel about that? You're going to cry yourself to sleep? No.
Nah, he's talking there about when they gave him the 5-year suspension, and they pulled him from his brother's corner during his, I believe it was before his Conor McGregor fight. Before Nate's Conor McGregor fight, his brother couldn't corner him because of a weed violation. And he's saying that would never fly for Conor. You'd never see his coach just get pulled out the corner. And shout out, I'll say another thing, Zamora. I put my soul on it because I know it. If you do straight numbers, if you do bottom line, in a year's time, way more exciting MMA fights than boxing fights. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. All right? Y'all taking a whole bunch of 12-round snoozers and calling them something else. Y'all taking a whole bunch of these mandatory so-and-so superstar fought so-and-so because he was a mandatory and miss me with all that. More exciting combat sports on a regular basis than boxing. It's just a fact. That's just a fact. There's more fights. There's more fights and sorry, I was reading Pete. Never say never, Pete. I think he could have beat George. I think at that time, in that division, in that UFC, these guys, without the lack of focus on any given night, anybody can get it. You know what I mean? Anybody can get it. Shout out Zamora. That's the thing. You say you got to put me on the good fighters. That's the thing, Zamora. It'll be a nobody, and he'll put on the greatest fight of the fucking year. That's just how they do over there. You guys just tune in, see them roll around for 30 seconds, and y'all quit and move on. Well, of course you're going to miss all the good shit. Yeah, but again, I'll put you on some good fights so you can watch some shit that is just, to me, way more exciting. And I'm a guy that grew up on boxing. Right? Shout out Oso. He said facts. But I think he could have beat George, Pete. I think he could have beat George. Oh, shit, boy. We was about to put you in...
Put him in a fucking bench.
Boy, he popped up though. Salute Jonathan Pato on the check-in. Creeping around corners and shit with the eyeballs. Right?
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your bubble.
Or maybe, you never know. But that's kind of how they did my brother.
When I didn't know that, but when I got started, I didn't realize what I was saying, and things I was saying, and how I was gonna come off. You know, I get kids, like 3-year-old kids, you know, putting middle fingers out, and I'm going like, man, it's not what I was aiming, you know. Then I get people hating me, and I'm like, this, you know, it's really not what I was aiming to do.
I hope so, motherfucker. If I had that much money, I'd be fucking pampering myself the fuck up. I'd be having motherfuckers pampering my shit left and fucking right. There'd be motherfuckers every hour on hour showing up to pamper me out. Period.
Yeah.
If I had that sort of investment to make, that'd be that.
It was good. Boop, boop, boop. He came forward. He didn't stop. I don't think.
Welcome back, and I can't wait to see you fight for the title.
What's up, Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
You can't remember what who Nick fought? Shit, his second fight was, I think, Jeremy Jackson. That's his second fight. He fought Josh Neer. He fought Diego Sanchez. He fought man, what's the British dude? Also help me, man. He was a boxer. Him. He fought Cyborg Santos. Put him through the fucking paces. Made him a wrestler, and then did the same shit to him that Nathan did to Conor. He fought BJ Penn. He fought Anderson Silva. Passes. He fought Carlos Condit. Robbie Lawler twice. No, Nick fought some motherfuckers. Shout out Zoraida. Look who decided to show up. Shout out Vernon Himes. I disagree. George is the GOAT behind John Jones. Yeah, but I still believe Nick could have beat him. If a prime, peaceful Nick, without the bullshit, he could have fought him. You know what I mean? Loss against Diego Sanchez, yeah. He did take that loss. I'm not saying he was a perfect fighter. I'm saying that in that peak, in that moment, just like how Rogan says about BJ, in BJ's Marinovich days, there was nobody going to stop him. I believe if in that era, George could have got it too. Matt Serra that shit wasn't a hoax. He caught him on the chin. His chin gave out. That's the game, right? We know they're not hoaxes because Conor did that shit to Aldo. And Aldo, we know Aldo's a legend. He ain't just no one-punch punk. He got caught. His chin gave out. So they ain't perfect fighters. And a perfect record in MMA ain't easy. That's why only one guy got one. Only one guy. Just John. Right? And that shit got asterisks sprayed all over it. Right? Sanchez would have been a monster, but didn't have it upstairs. But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, sometimes Nick and them didn't have it upstairs. You know what I mean? Shout out Jonathan Pantoja, salute Shael, my dude, and Il Cartel members. YT failed me. I saw a Discord post that we're gonna hopefully go live, and all of a sudden YouTube sends me a noto right now. Yeah, dog, we was trying to find you everywhere. We had an APB out on you. We was gonna put you in the bathroom because we was convinced. We even sent Zoraida went. I don't know if you ever seen the movie What Dreams May Come, where Robin Williams follows his beautiful wife Annabella Sciorra to hell to rescue her. Zoraida went into Section 8 to go get you, Jonathan. She went in there with no weapons, no backup, no help. Just her. Young Jizzle wasn't there to help her. None of these dudes, none of our wrenches was there to help her. She was by herself, bro. She went to go find you. Salutes. He said, I was looking forward to this. That's why we was looking for you, motherfucker. But yeah, shout out Pete Never. Sanchez, there's a lot of fighters like that. Pete Never would have been a monster but didn't have it upstairs. But at their time, they were monsters. There was peak times in their life where those dudes were fucking unstoppable. Khabib, Artar undefeated, retired undefeated. Khabib retired undefeated. But I put Khabib's record into question. You know what I'm saying? Like, John fought more people than Khabib. Like, Brandon said undefeated. I meant to say retired, undefeated Kobe. Yeah, so. But again, I think Nick, when he fought Buddy in Strikeforce and Cyborg in Strikeforce, I think he could have done something with George St. Pierre. By the time he got to the UFC, he was already disenchanted with the game, with life, with all of it. And then when the suspension happened and then he started drinking, that's when shit went left.
My brother's the most important thing to me. Probably more important, more important than anything. A lot of the time, it's why I have to push forward and do so good, because I can't, there'd been a lot less pressure on me if I didn't have a younger brother. I'm happy I do. I'm happy I do have a younger brother. I have a great younger brother and training partner, and I'm really grateful and thankful for that.
First thing
Hell nah, Pete. Penn did not beat Nick. Penn took a 5-round beating from Nick. A horrible beating. A beating that Nick did not want to give BJ Penn. You know what I mean? A beating that Nick was against giving BJ Penn. And BJ wouldn't go down because it's not what he do. You know what I'm saying? What he say? Birds fly, fish swim, and he scraps. Shout out Zoraida Johnson. I put my life on the line to find your ass. All those Section 8 people better stay in their lane and not ask who I am. Shout out Jonathan. Appreciate the love, Zoraida. One time I wasn't in Section 8 or anywhere, just listening to music. Thank you for risking yourself. She went down a dark alley for you, bro. That's just a fact. Salute. Right?
He gets into the octagon. He looks.
I have a great younger brother and training partner.
But I think that was his peak, Vernon. The Strikeforce days. I think that was his peak. I think right then and there in that place, I mean, he was unstoppable at that point. It was like John in the sense that he might not look good for the whole fight, because that happens to Nathan too. But as we know with the both of them, they're never out of the fight. You know? But in those Strikeforce days, he would just, you see him figure it out. Then he'd just pressure you to death and you'd melt.
I'm really grateful and thankful for that.
First thing he does, he gets into the octagon. He looks over at Robbie. He goes, "Stockton, motherfucker! Stockton!" And he starts walking around, "Stockton, mother..." And Robbie's like, "What the fuck is he talking about?
What does that even mean?" Yeah, exactly.
And then the entire time the fight is going on, like, "What, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch?" And then he'd hit him. "Oh, bitch, I just stung you, bitch." And he'd be popping him. And every time, and Robbie Lawler didn't talk back to him, but you could clearly see he didn't anticipate that.
But stylistically, I kind of fit with the cannabis lifestyle, at least my lifestyle anyways, kind of fits with it. I think that you can go ahead and use it to apply it to anything that you can make use of it. Like, sometimes I'm starving, I can't eat any food, I gotta make weight. If I can smoke weed, that's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's like, steak and potatoes.
That's ridiculous. I never did start.
This is after they suspended him right here. And he's talking about the shout out P. Robbie fought everyone twice. You know what I'm saying? Robbie fought everybody twice. And I love Robbie. Robbie and Rory McDonald gave me the greatest moment of 2014 combat sports when they stood there staring at each other at the 4th round of that war. And Robbie's lip is ripped from here to here and Rory McDonald's nose is mangled. The high drama in mixed martial arts got boxing beat 100 times for the last 10, 15 years. It's just a fact. I just wish I could put you hardcores up on it so you could see what I see. You know what I mean? Nick hated doing media. In fact, he did. Definitely did. Strikeforce was a good time, man.
Always in my life. That's another thing I'll tell you right now.
So this is when they popped him for the bud and they gave him 5 years. Understand what I'm telling you. At this time, testosterone was legal. You can get testosterone replacement therapy as a mixed martial artist in the UFC at this time, legally. Right? And if your levels was too high, whatever, too low, whatever, they pop you 1 fight, couple of weeks, whatever. They gave this fool 5 years for weed. What the fuck is that? 5 years.
I can smoke weed, that's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's like, you know, steak and potatoes. That's ridiculous. I never did steroids in my life. That's another thing I'll tell you right now. I know all the fighters, and they're all on steroids. All you motherfuckers are on steroids. All you motherfuckers, all you're on steroids. I already know that. To kind of lift some of the negative stigma away.
Yeah. Definitely breaking the
what's
stereotype.
going on here, you know,
with
like
what
I'm a
you do.
professional athlete, and I don't do drugs.
Exactly.
You know, I just weed. Me at a stoplight, and she's going, I hope TSP beats her. I'm like, bitch, we're in Lodi. I'm like, we're in fucking Lodi, and I got a soccer mom coming up hoping she, I'm like, where's the hometown love, right? So, yeah, it was rough, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm not a good role model for your children. They never gave me the opportunity to be.
I get no sleep. I gotta train all day long. I gotta be out all night long to make ends meet. And now I gotta answer the door, take a piss for some stupid ass shit.
I'm catching a little bit of heat from like other fighters. Oh, weed is bad. I'm like, look, just because you have kids and stuff like that and you invested in all that, that's fine. But I fight. You know, I got in trouble for plenty of weed. I like to smoke weed anyways. And they're mad that I'm always, you know, rubbing it in their face that I smoke weed or something. And I'm like, well,
no, he's just been honest about it. I feel like that's why they gave him the 5 years. He fought Takanori. Was it Takanori Gomi? Yeah, he fought Takanori Gomi in. Was it Pride? Was it like a U.S. Pride event? Or a U.S. Glory event? One of those where, I think it was a Pride event. It was a U.S. Pride event, something like that. He fought Takanori Gomi. He was high. Gomi bloodied his face up, cut him. And somehow, Nick figured out how to put him in an omoplata or a gogoplata, which is a crazy choke with your feet up under somebody's chin and on their neck. It's bananas. And, he got that, and he won that fight, and then they overturned his victory and said he had so much weed in his system, he had to be high when he was in the cage. Okay, so what? You know what I'm saying? So what? A little bit of bud. Yeah, that's what it was. Shout out Popeye the Stoner. He beat Takanori with a really nice submission. It was a gogoplata, if I recall. We specifically talking on Nick and not Nate, if I may ask. No, we're focused on Nick, but we're, you know, of course, Nate is part of the story, and I broke down Nate's position, you know, and how Nick offered him another opportunity at something different. Shout out Vernon Himes. That's how Michael Bisping's eyes got knocked. I got knocked out by Vitor. He was on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. Yeah, he wasn't Vitor at that time. He was TRT Tor. Testosterone replacement therapy, Vitor. That's what that was. TRT Tour. All right? Shout out Oso. He said it was a Pride event. Salute. Yeah, it was a Pride event, but it was held here. Yeah, but this Pride event was held here. Might have been in Vegas. Yeah. But Pride was mostly in Japan, but this was, I believe, the only American show. And again, Vitor on testosterone at this same time that Nick is going through this 5-year ban. There's a bunch of guys that are getting exemptions in the UFC to use roids, to use steroids. But this kid gets 5 years, right? They fought that 5 years, and he just, that shit knocked the wind out of him. He didn't fight in that 5 years anyway, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to try to find out if I'm wrong. I think Ronda Rousey got Nick Diaz to have his first drink. That's what I want to find out. That's what I want to see. I mean, I'm sure he's drank before, but I'm saying, or maybe he didn't, but that, to me, he ain't been the same since that day. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're going all over the place. But yeah, Michael Bisping tore his retina because another guy was on steroids and kicked him in the head, right? Legal steroids at the time. Then Michael Bisping cheated the doctors for many years and went on to win a UFC championship with one eye. And now we have a fighter that's a one-eye fighter. He only fights out of the country. I can't remember his name right now. Y'all could probably help me with that. New kid, the pirate kid. He got one eye. Can't fight in the U.S. though. Yeah, it was before UFC, but Pride, yeah. Pride was basically around the same time. Crazy. Nick was one of my favorite fighters. Mine too. Let's get it.
You rub it in my face that you don't. So what? You can't beat me.
But he wasn't rubbing the weed in their face. He's just being honest. And people do not like honesty. I learned that. I feel like if I'm honest with a team, you guys tell me something. You tell me if you've ever seen like a movie or a TV reaction channel where even if they don't like it, they voice their opinion on what they're watching. I feel like they all just watch it and don't give an opinion, good or bad. If I don't like the flick, I'm going to get through it, but I'm going to make sure you know I don't like it. And I think I lose subs over that. But if I have to lie and be fake and phony to keep your subscription, fuck out my face. You know what I mean? Period. That's what it is.
And stuff like that, and you invested in all that. So that's fine, but I fight. You know, I got in trouble for plenty of weed. I like to smoke weed anyways. And they're mad that I'm always, you know, rubbing it in their face that I smoke weed or something. And I'm like, well, you rub it in my face that you don't. So what? You can't beat me in a fight. That's all I have to worry about.
Macaroni and cheese and hot dogs.
Hot dogs, right? yeah. That was like basically like top ramen. Yeah.
Hot dogs, mac and cheese.
I don't have much to say, you know.
Something against me? Do you not like me, Nick?
I feel like you instigate fights quite a bit, but you know, that's
fights between the fighters.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's your job, but where I come from, you know, people like that get slapped. I had people come up to me and try to shake my hand and smile at me, and they try to wish me good luck. Why are you gonna have good luck for, you know? I mean, why are you gonna say like good luck to me? I'm gonna come, you know, and I try to wreck you tomorrow, you know, and then you're gonna do me, and it's just not. I don't want you to have good luck, dude, you know. I go running all the time around my neighborhood, you know, out of the bad neighborhood and into a good neighborhood where I like to run. You know, I run by hundreds of these nice, huge houses with these big yards and fountains everywhere, and these people have like their, you know, little picnic patio, little side yard, little pool, all this stuff, right? And then I take a little circle around and then go back into my neighborhood where my car gets robbed, and I got some, you know, dude out front of my house looking for cigarette butts or something from, you know, where some friends might have left some, or, you know, it's it's ridiculous.
It was announced, thought there would be some trash talking, but he said very nice things about you, and you seem to have respect for him. Is that the case?
Well, you're the only one that started any talking about this fight. That's what I'm saying.
I get off the plane, I go right to In-N-Out Burger. And the last thing I do while I'm in town is I stop at In-N-Out Burger. That stuff is like crack for me. I gotta have it.
Think about that, man. You know, Anthony Bourdain wanted to go sit down with the, you know, with the scrap pack. Gilbert Melendez, Nate Diaz, and Nick Diaz.
Oh, that's so good.
I don't know how to go buy in a house in the middle of all this training. I didn't go to school for that, you know. I started training jiu-jitsu when I was 16 years old.
You know, I could play that game too. I could do that too, but I got to go home to a whole city of people are gonna go, "What the hell was that?" So I got to just keep it real.
Remember when Rogan said, first thing he said to Robbie when he got in the cage was Stockton, motherfucker?
That's a city of people are gonna go, "What the hell was that?"
This shit.
So I got to just keep it real.
Shout out Brandon Himes. He said Nate beat Takanori Gomi in the UFC. Beat the shit out of Takanori Gomi. Nate was a precision sniper rifle that night. Those nights, nobody could beat the Diaz brothers. Those nights don't always happen. Sometimes they'll take a beating the whole fight, pull it out at the end. Sometimes they won't pull it out at all. It'd be a loss. They just lost this fight. But we weren't complaining. We ain't look at them different. This is not boxing to where that bougie shit boxing got about perfect records. Again, there's only one guy in the whole sport that got it. Nick not fake, for real facts. Jonathan said, I feel like Dana, from my perception, has a lot of say in picking and choosing. He went above and beyond for Conor. I believe Nate had to take the fight on late notice and still beat him. Dana going all out for Conor at that time is kind of separate from Nate. He's doing his job as a promoter. And Dana doesn't... The UFC... Dana does a lot of things. And at the very top, he picks those fights. But for the most part, these fights are just things that organically happen and go down. Again, Conor, yes, was supposed to fight Rafael Dos Anjos. Rafael Dos Anjos pulled out last minute. I think 14 days notice, 10 days notice. They called Nate Diaz. Nate said, I'll take the fight. Nate came. He fought Conor for 2 rounds, and took out Conor. He was a foil in a time where people didn't think Conor could be beat. He went all out for Jones. He always does, but it's his champion. And the only guy in mixed martial arts with an undefeated record.
And fight how I fight.
I pulled the fire alarm. I don't know why I did that. I was standing by and I was screwing with it, and I knew it was a fire alarm or something. You know, I was in second grade. It just didn't really understand how the fire alarm worked. You know, because
At the end of the day, Dana's a promoter. You know, more Barnum and Bailey than Bob Arum, but got a little Bob Arum in him too. He's gonna snake fighters, all of that shit. But it's not like it's not some puppet master shit. Like, he has a history of not being able to control his fighters. GSP broke out on him. Ngannou broke out on him. Randy Couture broke out on him. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have a perfect record when it comes to control. Ngannou, all of that shit. Dana does what he can with what he got. He does well. He's very good at what he does. The game changes the day he's gone. I think Nate could have knocked out Leonard when he rocked him. Leon Edwards, yes. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Nate will rock you, and then instead of taking the opportunity to follow up, he'll laugh at you and point at you and tell you to go fuck yourself. I mean, what can I say?
Kind of mess with it, and then
he was always told he's not gonna make it. He was always told you don't believe.
And this to where you
confidence when I was like, I'd come.
Good luck trying to love this.
And then I started having real confidence when I was like, I'd come home, tell my friends, I'm like, yo, dude, I just tapped out this guy. He's like buff, you know, like, I'm like, dude, I would choke your dad. You don't understand. And they would be like, that's when I was infatuated. Like,
I would choke your dad?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're 14.
Yeah, I'll fuck your dad up, man.
Yeah, I'll fucking whoop your dad's ass. And
It's not, they're selling you all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up. George here is selling you wolf tickets. Dana here, he's selling you wolf tickets. The UFC is selling you some wolf tickets. You guys are eating them right up.
Where you at, George? Where you at? That's when he beat BJ. Beat the shit out of BJ. And then went crazy. Where you at, George?
I don't think George is hurt. I think he's scared. What's up? Where you at, George?
Right after the fight, I begged Dana and Lorenzo to fight Nick Diaz, and I would not have let it go until they would have given it to me. It's the first time that I asked them. I was begging them, like, give me that fight, you know.
How many times you had a gun to your head, George? How many times did someone put a gun to your head? How many of your best friends been shot through the chest with a 45? Or how many of your best friends been stomped, put to sleep into a coma? And you know, we all have to deal with these things in life. How many kids put a gun in your hair growing up? Like, should I go further back? I mean, we have to deal with these things. You know, it's hard times for everybody.
Thank you so much for the time. A pleasure as always to see you, Nick. And we'll leave.
Jonathan, let me tell you something about mixed martial arts, and also tell you the same thing about Dana White. Dana don't give a fuck. He don't care what y'all say to each other. He not gonna coddle one over the other. That's not his business. His business is making sure he gets y'all in that cage. He sells the tickets. He sells the pay-per-views, and nobody dies. That's his job. He don't give a fuck about what anybody says. If you ask him about a fight that happened in the parking lot, they're fighters. If you ask him about, this one says something about his dead father, they're fighters. It's the fight game. It's the fight game. Shout out Popeye the Stoner. Dana is the Vince McMahon of MMA. Facts. Vernon said the fight was at 170. Yes. Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor at 170 catchweight. Conor was a 145 and 155 champ. Nate never held the belt at that point. But yeah, Jonathan said Conor went wild on Khabib and it didn't seem like Dana really cared. Bruh, Dana don't give a fuck. It's not his business really to give a fuck what Conor says about, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, rest in peace. Dana gonna let them figure that out in the cage. Alright? You knew how that fight was gonna go. If you knew mixed martial arts, you knew how that fight was gonna go. And it was a good fight. Me and also watched that shit recently. Holds up. Shout out William Borden. Can't forget the Stockton slap. For those that don't know, the Diaz brothers in many instances in the middle of a fight will slap the shit out of their opponent. Just to get the point across. That I will slap the shit out of you. Right? Dana uses people outright. I mean, it's his job. He's a promoter. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do.
Leave the legal stuff to another time. Enjoy the victory, and I know a lot of people are happy to see you again. Congrats to both you and your brother and the rest of the team.
Yeah, it's made me look real bad in every possible way. Except for in a fighter's perspective, I intimidate out of people. That's a good thing, right? You motherfuckers are scared, aren't you? I bet you are, because my up. You know what I mean? I'm over here with a bad attitude every day, and it's real and and
is the attitude real?
What the why, I wouldn't be complaining about it if it wasn't. Now I'm all up. Thank you very much. Everybody knows that. I'm the only person in this sport for the most part that ain't on steroids. Now that this new rule's in effect, yeah, you got guys that they're not on steroids right now, but they used to be.
Dab, Junior, dab.
Hallucinate or something.
Just do it, bro.
I'm like, what am I doing here? What the fuck am I doing here? Here, give me that.
Yeah, go for it.
What is this?
There it is.
Wow.
Too much work to get high, man. Shit.
Under the table, bitch.
Damn, now they're gonna hit me for the recreational. Son of a bitch. You too. He got away with not paying the big money. Who, Pete? Nick got away with not paying the commission big money? What you talking about? You talking about the weed violation? All right, man. So let's get closer, man. Let's get closer and see what Nate. So, a couple years ago, Nick came and fought Anderson Silva. And then a couple years ago, he fought Robbie Lawler for the second time. Dana got away from paying them big money. Got away not paying them big money. Oh yeah, got away with not paying. I mean, I think more people going down the card make more money than in boxing. But again, they could always get more if it comes down to a percentage of the company. UFC's probably not paying their fair share. Right? Let's see what this short is about.
And again, that could.
So this is the Robbie Lawler fight they had many years ago. It's just a short 20 years since Nick Diaz KO'd Robbie Lawler.
And again, that could be because he's got experience. Right when I said
combination. Diaz knocks down Robbie Lawler.
Little short, little.
And it's all over. Nick Diaz has knocked.
And Robbie's no pushover. For those that know mixed martial arts, Robbie is no punk. Never has been.
Robbie doesn't want to accept it. He doesn't want to accept it, but it is over.
They are
unbelievable.
On their feet here at Mandalay Bay.
Unbelievable performance.
Nick Diaz has pulled off the unexpected.
Crazy.
And again, that could be because he's got experience. Right when I said
combination. Diaz knocks down Robbie Lawler.
Robbie Lawler.
Crazy. All right. This is an exchange that I put up in the Discord earlier. This is, I don't know, 16, 17 years later after they fought. Shout out Pete Neville. He said that's why Dana and Jones butt heads. Because Jones, he be wilding the fuck out too. It's hard to be a Jones fan. This is Robbie and Nick. They had a rematch. They had a rematch of that fight. It was a comeback fight for Nick. It was after the 5 years of them suspending him. Then why did he say there's more money in boxing? There is more money in boxing at the very top, Zoraida. right? At the very top, there's more money. The big, $50 million fight, whatever. Very top. In the UFC, that bottom fight make more money than the bottom fight in a boxing fight. So more people make more money. But it's the guys at the top that make all the money in boxing. And what Nick was saying was, this is what he was saying, that the guys at the top make more money in boxing. And then here's the part, and I should have explained it then because I thought about it. Nick said, even the guys boxing inside mixed martial arts make more money. Let me explain that to you. He is a grappler and a striker, Nick, right? But he knows that since MMA's on TV, the demand is for people to strike more than grappling. So what he's saying is the more exciting fights are getting the more publicity, getting the more pay-per-view, if that makes sense. So that's why he said even the guys boxing within mixed martial arts are making more money. That's what he was talking about there. Salutes. Shout out Pete Never. You fight Robbie, you gonna fight. Facts. Fight, and he gonna love it. He gonna love to fight. He gonna ball up in the corner, and then he gonna laugh. He gonna laugh at the barrage you threw at him. You know what I mean? So boom. So to clarify for Zoraida, what Nick specifically was talking about was yes. And at that time, we're talking about 20 years ago too, 15 years ago, 10 years ago with MMA. MMA makes more money now. But at the time, he was saying, and it was still true then, guys at the top made more money in boxing, but the strikers in MMA were the most famous. You eat more being a striker. Why? Because people change it because they don't understand grappling. Shout out Zoraida. I know boxing. I'm learning MMA. Got it. UFC will never top boxing. I mean, what does that even mean? UFC has more fights a year than boxing, bro. UFC is seen by more eyes than boxing on a regular basis. Boxing events are Super Bowls for boxing fans. So I disagree with that. Boxing been picking and choosing for the last 100 fucking years. Are you gonna be covering the Tank fight? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I like Tank. I want to see Tank fight, but we'll see. When is that? This weekend? So anyways, this is, I don't know how many years later. This is Robbie and Nick's rematch. Now, Nick was coming back to the UFC. He didn't even understand why they gave him this fight. He's like, I already beat this guy. Knocked him out. There's no disrespect to Robbie, but he beat him. You know what I'm saying? But one event will top any UFC. Yeah, that's not so true, Pete. I mean, there's numbers to prove who did better and what did better, and things change. That's just facts. Things change. Boxing, dumb fools can't even make the fights people want to see. Okay, I get it now. Thank you for the breakdown. So now, this is them coming back. This is the image that I put in the Discord. It was the rematch. Nick didn't even want this fight. He had much respect for Robbie, but it's like, I beat this guy. What do I prove letting him beat me this time? This was more for Robbie than it was for Nick. And this is after Robbie had his UFC championship reign in the UFC, because eventually Robbie did get to a UFC title. And Nick looked horrible in this fight. And he didn't have the cardio that he used to have. And he didn't have the pop that he used to have. He didn't have the movement that he used to have. It was sad to see. Looked like he didn't want to be there. Looked like he was just trying to give it a shot. It's again after the 5 years of suspension that he didn't, even if it got overturned after 3 years, he didn't fight for those 5 years anyway. It just threw him off. One of those moments that I feel like Muhammad Ali had. I feel like Muhammad Ali's life might have been different had they not taken 3 years of boxing away for him not going to Vietnam. I feel like he would have had a different life. I feel like he took more damage. I feel like we would have saw less rope-a-dope style, less him getting punished. He would have fought less fights. He would have fought. He would have quit earlier in his career. Quite possibly. I met the person who fought Ali from Canada. His name is right at the tip of my tongue. Was it George? No, it wasn't George. What was his name? I know exactly who you're talking about. Salutes. But They did the rematch. Robbie whooped Nick's ass. Nick didn't want no more. And Robbie was legit concerned with Nick's well-being. Not just in the cage, but outside of the cage. You know what I mean? Check this out. Good? Okay. So Robbie asked him if he was okay, and Nick was like, "Yeah, I'm good." He was like, "In life," he's like, "Cause that's different." He's like, "And let me know if I can help you." Like he has legit concern for Nick at this time, and Nick never fought after this. Now, every now and then we hear, "Oh, Nick is training. Nick looks good. He got six-pack." Cause for a while we would see him in street fights, in the clubs, and bullshit. Now, during all this time, his brother's fame is just skyrocketing. His brother's catching checks everywhere he can catch checks. And Nick wasn't fighting. But every time we'd hear Nick training, I'd go look at Nick's page, see him in the gym, and say, well, because usually I'm like, I don't want to see him fight no more. I don't want to see him take no more punishment, that's for sure. BJ, same thing. Don't want to see him take no more punishment. But then it wouldn't happen. And this time they said, okay, he's going to fight Vicente Luque. I said, damn, they're going to put him against Vicente Luque? See, the UFC is not like boxing, bro. I'm sorry. There's no such thing as a warm-up fight or knock the cobwebs off, get the ring rust off you fight. None of that shit. You get thrown to the fucking wolves in MMA. You get thrown to the wolves. No easy fight. Not going to happen. Right? If you come in, you CM Punk, you the wrestler guy, we're going to go find the youngest teenagest killer we can find to destroy you. But there's no free rides in the UFC. It just doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. Their welcoming party is an unwelcoming committee. Facts. You know what I mean? And so that's why you get fights like Vicente Lucas versus Nick Diaz. Now, I had seen Nick Diaz training and jumping rope and doing his thing, and he was looking good. All right, cool. And then a couple of days later, I just saw something that didn't look right. Now, there's another story that that I have to bring into this, and I'd agree that maybe Zoraida and Pete and y'all would agree that it's an important part of his life, okay? Because, again, we've scrambled through his life in different little stages and shit, but he had one major event that affected his life that he talked about. Let me see. Yeah, the welcoming party is going to hurt in the UFC. There's no warm-up fights here. There's no get back into the swing of things at all. Period. Saludos en Pachuco. Salutes. Jonathan says CM Punk learned his lesson. Fact. Yeah, he sure did. Real quick. Learned it twice, because then they went and got a dude that wasn't in the UFC who was a journalist that trained and had like one pro fight, and they threw him in there and whooped his ass too. Shout out to 298 Sosa on the check-in. You know what? Maybe we got. Let me see something. Shit, let's give away some memberships. Y'all want to give away some memberships? 100 up in the chat if y'all want me to give away some memberships. Again, I do not pick who the memberships go to. Memberships go to whoever YouTube picks. We love it when our homies that are usually in the chat get a free membership for 30 days. So hopefully it's one of y'all. I'll give away 10 today. So, hundreds up in the chat if y'all want me to give away 10 memberships. Huh? Just need him to autograph my Ali pick. Yeah, that'd be dope. Welcome party's definitely gonna hurt. Salutes. So yeah, so let me find that video real quick. Shout out Vernon. It'll be a gifted membership. You'll get it for if the computer picks you, Vernon, you'll get the membership for free for 30 days. So no worries about credit card. It won't ask for none. You just got to make sure that you hit the 3 buttons up there. Make sure you're able to accept gifts on YouTube. If you hit the little money sign, I think that's where you can figure out how to. Y'all let me know, yeah? That's where you hit the and it gives you the and you put the All right. Let's see. I think I got it. Try to get on Discord and couldn't even figure out how to do that. No worries, Vernon. Maybe we make a specific Discord video just for so you know how to do it. All right. Let me see. Shout out to that neighbor. Damn, they ain't had to throw him in with Vicente though. Dog, UFC don't give a shit, bro. They're never gonna give you the easy fight. Nah, never gonna happen. They don't do it. Saddest story in UFC history. Let's see if this is it.
I'd like to dedicate this performance to a few friends of mine that passed away. First off, a special girl, very special girl.
Oh, shout out Pete Never for becoming a member. Salute to you, sir. I appreciate you. Right? Thank you for becoming a member. Also, I'm gonna give away 5 right now. You say you was a member. Yeah, I think I don't know if you have to hit the reoccurring if you want to reoccur. You got to come back and do it. I don't know how that works. But I'm gonna give away 5 right now. Right?
Are y'all ready to party? Let's go! Get your hands up! 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 I'm in your bubble! I'm in your bubble!
Here we go. Giving out 5. Right. Let me see. What's up with this thing? Right. Now. What's up with this thing? There it is. Boom. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see. Who got him? Hey! Shout out. Yael got a membership today. Albert Flores got a membership today. Borregazo got a membership today. Those are the 3 we see on a regular basis. So salutes to them. Salutes Nicholas Karam. Salutes Tony Tone. Boom. I like when that happens, all right? And salutes to Pete. Pete, I know boxing. I love boxing, but that's why I'm listening to his knowledge on the UFC. Salutes. Wow. Albert Flores, Yael. Welcome to the new members. I gotta do the members stuff. I just be forgetting, y'all. Remind me, man. I be forgetting. I be thinking we're gonna do the premiere of this or that, and then it fucking don't dawn on me, man. But we're gonna do that. Congratulations, guys. Yael, Albert, the rest of the new members. What's up? Who's in the Discord? We got any stragglers over here? Oh, no stragglers in the Discord. Bet. All right, Borregazo, salutes. Just let these play out on the screen.
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your bubble. Oye, ¿y el Rocha? ¿Y el Rocha? Bueno, y el...
No mames, güey.
Let's see. Is that the last one to ring out? The Usual Suspects. To those that have never seen that movie, I highly recommend. Kobayashi. I think that was it. Is that the last one? Did they all go through? I think so. Let's get this.
My life, I'd like to dedicate this performance to a few friends of mine that passed away. First off, a special girl, very special girl in my life, named Stephanie Wise. Okay.
She had walked and killed herself on the freeway. The girl I loved more than anything had tried to kill herself for the 3rd time and succeeded.
To me, that's another moment.
I'd like to dedicate this performance.
To me, the death of Stephanie Wise was another monumental moment in the life and psyche of Nick Diaz. All right? Pivotal. Get this.
I remind him of the bullies that picked on him. I like to say I remind him of the bullies that picked on him growing up or they had to deal with. You know, I want to say, like, how many times you had a gun to your head, George? How many times someone put a gun to your head? How many of your best friends been shot through the chest with a 45? Or how many of your best friends been stomped, put to sleep into a coma? And, you know, we all had to deal with these things in life. How many kids put gum in your hair growing up? Like, should I go further back? I mean, we have to deal with these things. You know, it's hard times for everybody. And a lot of times that's what makes us fighters. And
AKA, I was bullied too, motherfucker. Don't pull that bully shit on me.
If it wasn't for that, I hate everybody pulling the bully card. All bullies, I hate bullies. You know, I doubt he was ever a hopeless person. And, you know, if it wasn't for what I went through, I wouldn't, who knows if I would have made it. I like to say I remind him.
Who knows if he would have made it in life. So again, they set him up to fight Vicente Luque. And then I was excited, but not so much. I was like, it's a death match. You know what I'm saying? There's another little clip that I wanted y'all to see. Him being frustrated with his brother being a 170 pounder.
My brother fights at the same weight as me, so it was kind of like, it's kind of tough, you know, because I don't want to get in his way, and he gets in my way, and then I get in his way, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, what, you know, I'm like, yeah, take the whole damn thing, please, because that's what I wanted for you, was to be okay.
Did Nate take the whole damn thing or what? He did it, man. Salute to Nathan Diaz, man. The opportunity arises, you got to show up for that shit. And he did. He made a star out of himself, you know? So salute to Nathan Diaz. He could have been in the shadow of his big brother for the rest of his life. And that's it right there, Jonathan. Mental health is real. William Borders said that's my favorite movie. Which movie? What did I say? Oh, Usual Suspects? Salutes. Welcome to the new members. Congratulations, y'all. Brendan Himes, I'm with you. I never figured out how to do it. And it made me feel untech savvy. Shai, we need a tutorial for this. I'm with you. I've never figured out how to do it. How to do what, Zoraida? You never figured out how to do what? You in the Discord. Shit. You a mod in there. You got wrenches and shit. What are you talking about?
So I really sacrificed. Yeah, take the whole damn thing, please, because
he took the whole thing, bro. He said, come on, man. You in my way. I'm in your way, man. Just take the whole thing. That's what I wanted for you anyway. Well, Nate took the whole thing.
Yeah, take the whole damn thing, please, because that's what I wanted for you, was to be okay. You know? So
JS,
I
that's
really
what I'm trying to
sacrificed.
get to the bottom of here. Hold on, JS. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of here. I'm looking for that moment, and I believe it might be Ronda Rousey too. He said, let's be honest, Ronda Rousey destroyed Nick's career. Mind you, his career was already, how to accept the gift. His career was already in the shit because of the suspension, right? That was for the weed. But his life went left once he started drinking. I felt like the things he found solace in, he didn't find solace in them anymore. In the beef and in mixed martial arts and in the gym, like I feel like he didn't find it there no more. Now he was looking for it in the club. Let's be honest, Ronda Rousey destroyed Nick's career. He's never touched alcohol before meeting Ronda. She pushed him to alcohol. I feel like that's what I remember too, dog. I just want to be sure, and I want to go check this shit out because I remember hearing it said, seeing it, all of that shit. Shout out Luis Garcia on the check-in. So I said, how to accept gifts. Yeah, I got to look at that. I see, man. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. I'm going to put it up too. Watch. Matter of fact, let me find a video for that. Let's see. Accept gifts. On YouTube. Boom. YouTube gift. How to receive YouTube gift membership. Here we go. I'm gonna copy this right now. And I'm going to put it in the chat. And I'm going to put it in my clipboard for future reference. For anybody to see it, all right? Boom. There it is. That's how to accept the gifts video. Copy link. Drop it in my notebook. Drop it in the notebook. Paste. This is how to accept gifts. Get this up. Salutes.
Myself for him. My brother fights it the same weight as me, so it was kind of like,
You took Mark Wahlberg down for a big amount of money, right? No, he watched.
My brother fights it the same weight as me, so it was kind of...
Right, so now I want to show y'all what I saw. Salutes, Zoraida. I want to show y'all what I saw as I was waiting for the Vicente Luque fight to happen.
A very strange and bizarre video has surfaced recently of a supposed Nick Diaz on the side of the road, crouched over with no shirt on, lighting something on fire. This weird behavior was filmed by Nick's girlfriend and posted on her story on Instagram with a post that reads, "Drug addiction doesn't last forever. You either find sobriety or it takes your life." Here's the video in question. A very strange and bizarre video has surfaced recently of a supposed Nick Diaz on the side of the road, crouched over with no shirt on, lighting something on fire. This weird behavior was filmed by Nick's girlfriend and posted on her story on Instagram with a post that reads, "Drug addiction doesn't last forever. You either find sobriety or it takes your life."
Yeah, bitch, but why you posting it? Same kind of bitch that take pictures of motherfuckers while they sleep. Some of you motherfuckers should have never had phones. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Should never had technology. Because nothing is sacred anymore. Shout out Pete Never said Machida was one of my favorites. You remember him, Shai? Machida was a beast, man. Different style. See, that was a time in mixed martial arts where it was like 90s hip hop. Everybody had their own style. And Machida was the karate guy. Pre-Wonder Boy. Or at least pre-Wonder Boy in MMA. Wonder Boy was in kickboxing at the time. I need a tutorial how to get on Discord. We're going to make that happen. I mean, when I send the invite, it should just tell you create an account and then it just lets you in there. So I'm going to put this out there for the people that need the Discord link. Let me drop it out there anyway and just give it a try. Follow the link. It'll tell you to make an account. You make an account with your email. You don't have to pay for nothing. You don't have to do nothing. You just make an account. There's our Discord, and we get in, and you should be in there. But yeah, Machida was dope. But why she posting this shit? Huh? Go get him help. Yes, Machida used to drink his own piss. Yes. All right. His father, he was half Japanese, half Brazilian, and his father was his sensei, and his father also was a piss drinker. Shout out Vernon. He said, I tried and screwed it up. Somehow I tried to get my brothers to do it for me. No, we're gonna find the Discord. How to join Discord video. We're gonna find one right now. How to join Discord server video. Yeah, let me see if I find a good one. Don't worry, Vernon. Text away. That's what the chat is for. Shout out Zoraida. Thank you. I was just thinking the same ish. Why is she posting it? You can't put someone on blast and say you love or even care about them. Like, yeah, I don't get that. Especially knowing he's famous. Fuck are you doing that for? And then writing this shit. Drug addiction doesn't last forever. You either find sobriety or it takes your life. You just sound like a bum ass, quotable ass, mean quotable ass bitch.
Here's the video in question.
You could definitely do it over the phone, Vernon, for sure. Shout out Jonathan. Kicking a person while they're down is never good. And who knows what he's doing? She just could have painted a picture of what it looks like. You know what I mean? Let me see if this is it. Nah, I said do it on the phone, girl. I don't know what he's doing. He's burning up something over there. He's doing something. Listen, it's Nick Diaz. For all we know, he's lighting an incense. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Either find sobriety or it takes your life. Here's the video in question.
Nick,
What? What are you doing?
are you okay?
What's that for?
Are you all right?
Yes.
He's fucking annoyed. Rightfully so. What? And then notice she's recording. What are you doing that for? Because he knows she's a piece of shit too. Because he knows just people are just fucking out to do shit like that. Shout out Out of Power. How do guys like that fall off and go to hardcore rugs? I understand party rugs like coke, etc., weed, but crystal, crack, how you get that low, especially being him? By being that low. And here. Happens. I mean, and let's not pretend that it hasn't happened to millions of superstars.
Millions.
Throughout our lifetime. Because we have no lack of singers, actors, everybody that has allowed themselves to be taken out by some shit. Also a regional thing. Could be, you know. It could be he not even on none of that shit. And we calling it something else. You got guys like Joe Riggs, you know, who not only did Nick fight in the cage, but beat up in the hospital too. Running around telling stories about how he's physically seen Nick blow meth. I don't know that's true. I just know some smash face fighters telling me that. I don't know that's true. I don't know what he's doing here. I know he's annoyed with her doing what she's doing. He knows she's making him look away, whether he's that way or not that way. He even smiled at the camera like, hi. Yeah.
What's that for?
Are you all right?
What's that for, you stupid bitch?
Nick,
What? What are you doing?
are you okay?
Are you okay? She know he okay. She know exactly what he doing. If anybody knows what she's doing, what he's doing is her. Why you videotaping?
What?
Nick,
What are you doing?
are you okay?
What's that for?
Are you all right?
Yes.
This is very strange. Some people think he is lighting grass on fire, but to me, it appears he's lighting a stick of incense. The whole situation is just odd. For one,
he could be lighting an incense. You know what I mean? I don't know where they're at. Maybe he told her to pull over the side of the road. Maybe he's pouring out some liquor. I don't know what it is. But why you filming the man? I know they canceled his fight, though. A couple of days after this video came out. You know what I mean?
he's shirtless at night in front of a hibachi restaurant. And two, why is his girlfriend filming this video to begin with?
So how you know he didn't come out the restaurant, wanted to pay tribute, took his shirt off, I'm going to get in the car, she going to top me off. We gravy. Why does this have to be some controversial shit? I don't see him with a pipe in his hand. You know what I mean? But he did lose his fight. And I don't want to be in denial. If the man's getting high, I'm hoping he gets help because I don't see. I feel like, who was it that said it over here? I feel like JS. You know what I'm saying? That guy was all good before he met them narcotics. Pete never said, "Candy Camera, you okay? Everything okay? Are you all right?" Child Jonathan, life bringing you rock bottom mentally, and then whatever circumstances you're surrounded by can add up to that bad equation, unfortunately. And he's sitting here throwing a fake wave and a fake smile at her like, "You silly bitch, why you got me on camera?" Because nowadays it ain't just as easy as, okay, she got a video of me. Nah, now you be alive.
Did he go missing and she tracked him down and found him on the side of the road doing this? Why did she post that statement about addiction? Does Nick Diaz have a drug problem? The whole situation is just very strange to say the least. Also, why post this publicly? I get maybe there's something behind the scenes that Nick is dealing with that we don't know about and she's trying to expose it to force Nick to get help, but it just seems like this does more harm than good. It would have probably been best to not show the public Nick Diaz acting in this manner with little less than 1 month until UFC 310, where Nick Diaz is set to face
he would have been fighting this weekend. He would have been fighting Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque's record 22-10. Nick's record 26-11-0. Vicente 22-10-1. Again, records don't mean shit in mixed martial arts. Boxing, you have one of two ways of this ending. You go the distance and you take the most shots in the head, or you get knocked out. That's how you win in boxing. Period. Mixed martial arts, and that's how you lose in boxing. Period. Mixed martial arts, many ways to win, many ways to lose. You get knocked the fuck out with a punch, head kick, elbow, knee, leg kicks. I could take your legs from under you. I could give you an arm bar. I could choke you. There's just too many ways to lose. So miss me with the records. Some of the greatest fighters of all time have fucked up records. Only one has a perfect record. Only one. Fine. So boom, a 22-10-1 record against a 26-11-0 record. Last fight, losses for both of them. United States fighters, Vicente is 5'11", Nick is 6'1", 170 and 185. Well, what weight were they going to fight at? They were going to fight at 170? So Nick was just going to miss weight drastically? Why does it say 185 pounds? Because they probably cut it because of that. Like, he probably didn't start cutting weight early. I don't know what happened.
Luque. A lot of people are now questioning not only Nick's health, but his mental health as well. And I can't...
Mind you, this is after having 2 fights in like 10 years. I'm not excited to see him back. I have the same thrill, the same, shit that I got for Tyson. Like, you hope that they got something left to do it with. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't. Feel me?
Can't really blame people.
I gotta get another beer. Shout out to Oso for the supplying the beers tonight. I remember some chick left a guy for a cracker. She still had a Hummer from her ex, but her crackhead boyfriend was driving it. That's all the time. Huh? The loser, they love the loser. They use everybody else, but they love the loser. Don't forget that. They definitely love the loser.
For thinking this way. If you were to be walking down the street and you didn't know who Nick Diaz was, you would think you were witnessing the local crackhead having an episode. Anyways, what addiction could Nick Diaz's girlfriend be referring to? It is no secret that Nick and his brother Nate love to partake in the devil's lettuce from time to time, but I highly doubt she's referring to marijuana in this post. And the whole thing is just very cryptic and weird. I remember when Nick got suspended for 5 years for having marijuana in his system, which is bullshit by the way. His social media was filled with him at multiple clubs constantly. Could he have developed a bad habit hanging around these places and people? Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. I imagine not being able to compete in MMA and being banned for over 5 years may have drove him to this lifestyle. Luckily, fighters don't have to worry about being banned for smoking marijuana anymore. This harsh sentence was just ridiculous and robbed Nick of getting to fight more in his prime. It still bothers me to this day that Nick had to deal with such a bullshit decision. After seeing this video posted by Nick's girlfriend,
I think it disenchanted him with the game. He didn't give a shit anymore after that. Like, he was already on some, I fight because this is what I do to make a living. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
did some research to see if I could find anyone else talking about Nick having any drug problems. And I stumbled across a podcast that happened back in May of this year, the Red Hawk Recap Podcast, which is run by
first of all, I already don't like these guys. I like Sugar Sean as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I hate the way he took his last loss. I think he took his loss like a straight punk. You know? And I think his trainers are just as punk as him when it comes to that. You know what I mean? And I this is where Joe Riggs went on the podcast and was talking about what Nick Diaz is on. I don't know Nick Diaz to be no rug addict. I don't. I'm just saying what I've been hearing. That's why the name of this shit is The Trouble. That's why, salutes to Sergio if he was upset. But, damn, bro. I'm not in here 3 seconds before you asking me, what are we going to learn new about Nick Diaz? If you're complaining about the title that early into the video, you could just bounce, man. Fuck out of here. But this is what I wanted to get to. I don't know Nick Diaz to be no rug addict. I know him to be anti-hard drugs, right? But I also know he been partying his ass off. He been drinking since that whole round of shit. I don't know him to be no rug addict. But this is what's been saying. That they're using the fight that didn't happen as an excuse to talk about this. So let's see what Joe Riggs got to say. But I'm already looking at the platform that it comes from. These guys couldn't even be honest about their last loss against Marab. I expect them to, have an honest platform. Nah, I don't know.
Welch. While talking about Nick's upcoming fight that had just been announced against Luque, Joe Riggs makes mention of an addiction that Nick had been dealing with and that he personally was there and witnessed. He also mentions that there are rumors that Nick has no money. Here's the video. Take a look.
No, I know some personal
So why
things.
you sitting there wearing your fucking Beetlejuice socks, Joe Riggs, telling somebody else's business like that, if that is the truth? Huh? Sounds like sour grapes to me, bro. Sounds like whole talk.
About Nick right now. I don't know how this is possible.
Was there and witnessed. He also mentions that there are rumors that Nick has no money. Here's the video. Take a look.
No, I know some personal things about Nick right now. I don't know how this is possible.
Bad?
Yeah. He just stopped doing. He was addicted.
Like, do we know, or do we just?
Yeah,
is it just?
I mean, you see,
We don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
How do you do?
See, if you're that's why, again, I told you guys 1,000 times, the twins, they come on this show, they give their side. I offer the other side the opportunity. The people that don't want to hear that shit, that are part of this story, I give them the opportunity to have the platform too, right? But they don't want to come on here and talk. They want to tell me behind the scenes, but they don't want to come out here and talk. And my thing is, I can't bring what you tell me behind the scenes up here, because then I look like these assholes, and I don't have where I got the information, a source. I don't got nothing. And they're sitting here, listen to all of the things that they cut out of this conversation. You're barely getting words in here because they're censoring it so hard.
Yeah,
is it just?
I mean,
listen.
Bad?
Yeah. He just stopped doing. He was addicted.
Like, do we know, or do we just?
Yeah,
is it just?
I mean, you see,
We don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
How do
It's
you
a
do?
whole.
His.
And we don't hear shit they talking about, huh? So I don't give a shit about what story you think you got. You're not giving me no sources. Could it be true? Yes, but it could also be bullshit. I ain't seen it.
And so.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know that's true.
I was there.
You smoked it?
You was there. He was there. Yeah, he was smoking with him. What you doing there then? Huh? What you on the Enterprise for too yourself, Joe Riggs? Fuck are you doing there? I don't understand these dudes. I said facts. Shit like that prison guard inmate the kitty. That was crazy. Imagine 2 fights in 10 years. Probably time doesn't forgive anyone. When the morale being suspended over something that is then allowed is a fuck combination. And on top of that, everybody was on testosterone replacement therapy, legal steroids at the time, at the same time. And they were getting what? 3-4 months, 6 months suspension, 3 months suspension? Bullshit. Shout out Vernon. That 5-year suspension was too long. Shouldn't even existed. Shouldn't have even existed.
Now, I want to start this off by saying we have to take this with a grain of salt. Remember, Joe Riggs and Nick Diaz both had a brawl at
Not only did he beat him, fight him in the cage, but he beat him in the fucking hospital too. That's a great story. I can't believe I do just said that. Oh, you can't believe that dude just said that. Video looks like a copy of Adam 22.
a freaking hospital back in the day, so he might not be the most trustworthy when talking about Nick. Both had a brawl. This off by saying we have to take this with a grain of salt. Remember, Joe Riggs and Nick Diaz both had a brawl at a freaking hospital back in the day, so he might not be the most trustworthy when talking about Nick. But anyways, The way Joe Riggs talks about this supposed addiction makes it sound like a hard substance, definitely not marijuana. Whatever substance it is, if true, had allegedly drained Nick's bank account, according to Riggs.
I didn't hear it right from his mouth. I mean, heard from.
So it could be a rumor.
If it's not, it's because Nick doesn't have any money, nothing. He has nothing. And that's sad.
Which could explain why Nick is coming back to fight all of a sudden. If it's true, and he needs.
And if Nick doesn't have any money, guess what? He'll never be homeless. You could believe that. Okay? May he resent baby brother a little bit? Probably in the slightest. But he's never going to be homeless, bro. Nick could go broke tomorrow. He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. They got sponsorships. They got money. And his brother's fucking filthy rich.
To take this fight because of money issues, then this may end up looking like a disaster once Nick is in the cage. I really hope this is all just rumors and we get to see at least a glimpse of the old Diaz in action. But honestly, this may end up looking worse than the Robbie fight. Even Nick's long.
I'm kind of getting tired of having hope and watching old fighters bring it back. And I don't want it for them. So I don't want to see it no more. Nick could just drive Uber. Everyone does it.
Longtime coach Cesar Gracie is against him fighting Luque. He mentioned this in an interview with Submission Radio.
Gotta ask, so what led to this return? I know last time you came on with us, you told us that Nick wasn't in great health and kind of had to take that fight with Robbie Lawler. What led to this fight coming together now?
I'm really not involved in that fight. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. That wasn't my idea. It wouldn't a fight I would have had, like if I was advising Nick, I wouldn't have advised him to do that fight. It's in Abu Dhabi. I wouldn't advise to go fight overseas at this point.
And I agree, but I feel like I don't, fuck money. I feel like Nick is like Mike. Like, I got to get back in the adventure. What else can I do? What else I'm going to do? What do I do? This is what I do. Birds fly, fish swim, I scrap. Nick can just drive Uber. Bullshit. Nate'll take care of him. Yeah, Nate's never going to leave his brother.
Especially.
I don't give a fuck if they're beefing. Never going to leave his brother out like that. And they're not beefing. That I know of. And they've never beefed publicly. They're like the Locks. They keep that shit internal.
Luca is a very tough guy. You know, Nick is a tough guy. But it doesn't make that much sense for me where Nick is at in his career. And I don't know. It's not the fight I would have made. And I'm not, I don't even know what's going on with that fight, to be honest with you. I spoke to Nick today a little bit. And yeah, I don't have any plans for that fight, to be honest with you. I don't even know.
Now, Cesar has mentioned that he will not be training Nick for this fight and didn't really elaborate why. It's interesting that Cesar, who has trained Nick all these years, is not involved in his return. Now, maybe Nick left on his own accord and Cesar is just salty and that's why he's saying all of this. Or maybe he knows something we don't and didn't want to support Nick in this condition entering back into the cage. Just a really strange situation all around. And if you thought in this condition entering back into the cage.
Yancy Medeiros, Crown Gracie, this guy's father was a legend, man. This guy's father was a legend, probably the greatest Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist of his time. His father was Rickson Gracie. It's Crown Gracie. Nate Diaz, Cesar Gracie. Nate Diaz, Cesar Gracie, Nick Diaz, Yancy Medeiros.
Just a really strange situation all around. And if you thought that was bad, it gets worse. Nick has also allegedly been scamming his customers on Cameo recently. There have been multiple reviews recently on Nick's Cameo profile calling out Nick for scamming them. Let me just read some of them out to you. Scam. Nick Diaz is a scammer. Sent a 3-second black video with static in the back. What a loser. Don't go on this website if you don't want to do it and just use people for their money. Weirdo tried to do something nice for a loved one and spent way too much money on this weirdo man. Are you kidding me? A 3-second video of a black screen and talking in the background? Get off the drugs, Nick. Kids look up to you. What a disgrace. Video for a 14-year-old birthday to a kid who absolutely idolizes you, and this is what you give? Absolute ripoff. A real scam. They sent me a 3-second video with a black screen. I spent $229 on a 3-second video with a black screen.
My shit is, how many times can you do that before the app shuts you down? You know what I'm saying? They just let you scam everybody all day long? I don't know. Shout out Pete Never. He said, we done with the old guys. Yeah, I kind of don't want to see it. You know, I don't want to see it. Shout out Vernon Hines. You know your fighter shot. Salute.
Screen. Please let no one else fall for this scam. What is going on here? These reviews are recent, as early as November 3rd. Why is Nick doing this? It's not like he doesn't know how to properly use Cameo. If you scroll to his older reviews, people give him good reviews. It just seems recently this behavior has begun to show. Is he just not caring and submitting whatever to his customers with no care in the world? Or is this guy so messed up he's unable to actually fulfill these requests? I mean, how hard could doing these videos be? Most of the time, it's just wishing someone's son a happy birthday, and the fact Nick can't even take 5 minutes of his time to properly do that is very worrisome. These people are paying over $200 for these videos, and it's just sad to imagine someone's son being shown a personal video from Nick Diaz only to witness some black screen with an incoherent noise in the background. Not a good look at all. I really hope these people get some sort of refund for this, or Nick can redo the videos properly for them. Over $200 for a video just seems outrageous, especially when you get nothing but a 3-second black screen in return. Again, this is all recent, so something must be up with him. I don't know what's going on. You would think this would be a hard thing to mess up, so it just confuses me why this is even happening. This combined with what Nick's girlfriend posted on her Instagram story and what Joe Riggs mentioned on Tim Welch's podcast gives me great concerns, not only for his personal life, but also of what Nick will look like going into this upcoming fight. Nick hasn't fought in 3 years and hasn't won a fight since 2011 against BJ Penn. I also have to mention, he looked horrendous.
Now, mind you, I guess this fight was still on when Buddy made this video. Again, I'll drop the link for this video in the chat. There you have it. Peace. Now, shout out Jonathan Shaw. I probably should have asked earlier, but is this guy speaking in this video legit? Don't know him, bro. Don't know him.
In his last fight, he was matched against an old.
He ain't said no bullshit though. You know what I'm saying? He ain't said nothing out of pocket that raised a red flag with me yet.
To retire Robbie Lawler and gave up in the 3rd round. He looked slow and out of shape.
He gave up. He looked slow, out of shape. He looked
2011 against BJ Penn. This cast gives me great concerns, not only for his personal life, but also of what Nick will look like going into this upcoming fight. Nick hasn't fought in 3 years and hasn't won a fight since 2011 against BJ Penn. I also have to mention, he looked horrendous in his last fight. He was matched against an old, ready to retire Robbie Lawler and gave up in the 3rd round. He looked slow and out of shape. He didn't appear to want to even be in there, if I'm being honest. Just seemed like he needed the money and didn't take the fight seriously. Many thought, myself included, that this would be the last time we would see Nick Diaz compete in MMA. I'm very worried for him in this fight. Yes, Luque is on a bit of a decline, but the man still has power, and I hate to see Nick take significant damage, especially if he's dealing with some sort of alleged substance abuse issues. Nick took a lot of punishment over the course of his career. He really doesn't need any more, especially against a guy that hits as hard as Luque.
Yeah, Luque
Nick Diaz is a legend. He has nothing left to prove. His fight with Paul Daly back in Strikeforce is one of the greatest
There it
one-round.
is, Paul fucking Daly. Nobody can give me that answer. Paul Daly, British kid. That shit right there was bananas. Who remembers that fight? Zoraida Manalia, y'all might as well watch that. That shit might as well have been boxing. And Nick Diaz's career might as well have been boxing. What he do is he beat the shit out of you with his hands till you crumble. And then when he crumble, he take your arm from you, choke you or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That Paul Daly fight, that was puro putazos.
Fights you will ever see. It's just seriously sad. Paul Daly back in Strikeforce as Luque. Nick Diaz is a legend. He has nothing left to prove. His fight with Paul Daly back in Strikeforce is one of the greatest one-round fights you will ever see. It's just seriously sad if all these rumors are true.
That was a one-round fight, just thinking back on it now.
I hope Nick Diaz can get the help he needs and live a happy and fulfilling life outside of MMA. I have to be honest, I'm really worried to watch this upcoming fight with Luque, and I'm surprised Dana and the UFC are okay with this matchup.
So I guess at this time, this fight was still on the card. No, that fight was cut right after that. This video came out, which was about 3 weeks ago. This guy jumped on and did the video right away, but then they deaded the fight.
I really can't see Nick winning this fight. Who knows? Maybe once we get closer to the fight, maybe Nick will look to be in shape and healthy and will go out and perform better than we all think. But I just can't help think this whole situation is just going to end in Diaz taking more damage that he doesn't need, unfortunately. With all the recent talks of CTE and the issues Shane Carwin has been dealing with, it really is concerning. And honestly, I wish this fight wasn't even happening. Anyways, what do you all think? Is Nick dealing with some sort of alleged drug abuse issues, or is everything being taken out of context? Let me know in the comments.
All right, so I came into this to try to figure out what we can hear about him being, having a problem. And the only thing I've seen so far is some broad that I know is already taking advantage of him because she's taking videos of him and putting them up, posting them, you know what I mean? Her word on some Instagram shit. And Joe Riggs. Them the only two people I hear talking about this. So I'm going to take a look, see if I find
comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah, so shout out this dude again. I dropped that in there. The MMA Fish. Very new channel. Very low sub count. So we'll show him some love. Because I wasn't mad at that. Did he jump on it? He jumped on it right on time. But before they called off the fight. He has how many videos? 11 videos, 234 subs. I'll give him a sub. All right. Shout out to MMA Fish. We cover him today. We'll tag him in there. Are they still together? Their girl? Yeah, I mean, because that shit was 3 weeks. I mean, maybe. I don't know. We're going to look and see if we can find anything else right now. I just wanted to show you. Boom, that's Buddy's channel. Salutes to him. It's a young channel. He got Dan Hooker. Hurting, I Show Speed and Sparring. Ian Gary Machado. Michael Chandler. A Nick Diaz story. John Jones and Aspinall story. He got one on Max. Maybe I'll cover these for my channel, react to these for my channel. This video, when I cut this Nick Diaz shit, this video is going to end up on Head Kick Shots. So we're going to find out. I'm going to look around right now, see that we can find out the Chiefs mail and if they're still together or not. The way he acting kind of looked meth or something like that. Right, but we only got that one video, right? Where he looked frustrated. I mean, he looked like he's trying to light something on fire, right? And then he got a girl. He's already awkward ass Nick Diaz. Then he got a girl videotaping him and annoying him already. So all of these things I'm looking at in compound, and yeah, that shit would look methish. You know what I mean? But that's all we got. That video and Joe Riggs' story. And that shit, I don't know how much weight that shit holds for me. And every day I believe less and less, and I was already a cynic, so motherfuckers is out here lying. You got AI videos getting 24,000 likes an hour and shit. Sitting here fighting. Shout out Velez. I seen an interview at some gas station in Vegas and he was looking like that. Quite possible. Quite possible. Let's look it up. I put in Nick Diaz addiction. Nick Diaz addiction. I gotta refresh my drink and I gotta get some more water.
All right, man.
Girlfriend speaks out. Yeah, nah. 9 days ago.
All right, let's get this show started.
What did she do?
Paddy Pimblett thinks he beat Islam Makhachev. In a recent interview with Ryan Hall on the Still Talking Show.
That ain't it. Let's see.
My
UFC fighter Nick Diaz scamming his fans on Cameo. Sean O'Malley on Nick Diaz addiction. See, they're all 3 weeks ago, which is why I don't want them, because they're all going off just that video.
What I wish I knew before Nick Diaz's return to the octagon, this revelation changes everything. Fans were thrilled.
AI, no mamas. I'm so tired of it. But everybody wants to watch it. Everybody wants to watch it. But I don't see nothing later than that. Like, I don't see nothing more recent than that wave of videos that everybody made. Let's see what Mayhem Miller had to say about it. Now, Mayhem had a mental break, and I believe addiction problems that we saw unfold on the screen. Mayhem is also a fighter that many years ago when Jake Shields fought, I don't remember if it was Dan Henderson. Might have been Dan Henderson in Strikeforce. Jake Shield won a fight. And him and the scrap pack, Nick, Nate, Gilbert were in the cage. And Mayhem came in and asked for a rematch to Jake Shields, and that shit turned into a big-ass brawl. So they've always had beef, Mayhem and the Diaz brothers. Mayhem has pulled himself out of a problem. He was looking bad. I was having the same thoughts about Mayhem a bunch of years back that I'm having about Nick right now.
As you can tell, I was not created by GoDaddy Arrow. It uses
If you think strength means never asking for help, think again. Even the strongest need support. Former UFC fighter Jason Mayhem Miller is sounding the alarm for his friend, Nick Diaz. Miller is urging everyone in Diaz's circle to step up and offer the support he desperately needs. The life of a fighter is grueling, both mentally and physically, And sometimes those in the spotlight struggle to find genuine support. Miller's message is clear. Diaz might be surrounded by people who don't have his best interests at heart. It's a harsh reality. Fame can attract the wrong crowd, but it's crucial to recognize when someone is in trouble and take action. Miller's plea is a stark reminder that even those who seem invincible are human too. To all of Nick Diaz's friends, family, and fans, it's time to reach out, offer guidance, and remind him he's not alone. Let's rally around Nick and show him the power of true support. This isn't just about one man, it's about...
Well, we get a fucking AI breakdown of what Mayhem had to say?
about the importance of empathy, friendship, and being there for those we care about. Let's answer.
Well, I'll say this. I'll continue to say this. We don't know what Nick is going through right now. Right? It's mad rumors, mad talking out there. He's going through something. We don't know what it is. Do I hope he wants, I mean, do I hope he gets through it? Same way Mayhem did? Yes. Because I don't think Nick should have ever been in no, narcotic
drug addiction.
Position. Let's see what
18 months ago,
Brendan Schweed had to say.
we got Nate Diaz out of my car. You were 18 months ago. We got Nate Diaz out of my car, and he didn't give a shit about cars. He was trying to escape poverty. He is a problem.
See, this is bullshit. This is a channel that cut this and cut all these sentences together. It's just horrible.
Drug addiction.
The internet is a fucking fake place. It's disgusting already.
All right, after digging around.
But everything is 3 weeks ago, and I don't want none of that. I want something fresher than that. So let me see. Let's say this.
Drug addiction.
Shout out Vernon Himes. It's like she's asking if he okay when he acting goofy, and she was asking when the world is watching. Yeah, she's a goofy bitch. She'll make no sense to me. What did I do with the phone? Oh, I left it over there. I might have.
Look, you were.
But all I see is Joe Riggs. Let's see what Sean O'Malley got to say about it.
Growing up, I always was like a shy person, pretty much like how everyone is. But I knew that once I entered the real world,
I know we haven't really touched. I know you might have touched on it real quickly with the Riggs, but Nick Diaz is out of his fight versus Vincente Luque. And it was recently reported that he's on some pretty heavy...
Did you see the interview with him in the gas station?
Yes, I did.
That was hard to watch.
No, I didn't see it.
It was
pretty new?
I mean, he looks like a
It's fucking
crackhead.
sad. Well, I was telling
you said he looked like a crackhead. Okay, let me look at this video. Is that the same video with the... Let me see this gas station video. Let me see this gas station video. Nick Diaz... gas station. Everybody want to call the man a crackhead. The fuck are we talking about? Where's the gas station video? You think what, Velez? Shut up, Vernon Hines. I don't like Brendan, me either. Where's this gas station video? I don't see no gas station shit. Let's see. I mean, if it's this... No, this is in the store. He already looking fucked up here.
Hey guys, so I walk into a store in the middle of Vegas, and I bump into none other than Nick Diaz. What's up, brother?
What's up? I'm not here.
Such a good guy, just a regular, normal guy.
Yeah, just a regular fucking normal guy. Not like you that just finds famous people and want to be like, this is my guy Nick Diaz. He's just a regular, normal guy. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here.
We're having a good time kicking around.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
He don't look good. He don't look good. You know what I mean? But he looks like awkward Nick Diaz, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Pete. He said, fight for your fighter, Shy. He don't look good. But, I mean, this guy looks like a jerk-off, too. You know what I mean? Velez said that's the one. This is the one?
Move around.
His behavior is his behavior. Am I wrong? Am I seeing an extra? Maybe he looks gaunt. Maybe he looks thin. Maybe everybody's looking for crack in him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's high right now on it. You know, but his behavior don't look different.
Boy found me. He found me out here. You know, I mean, I was half dead when he found me. I was, you know, born to one-legged bitch of a mother. I didn't, you know, have much going on. He took me on in, and you know, here we are. So
that's a whole lot more than what happened, but it makes me sound awesome, so I'll go with it. What else did I do?
There you go. He's telling a story about his boy. He talking like he normally do, awkward as he normally is. But then you got fucking rainbow-headed fucking people like Dickhead, what's his name? Fuckface, don't know how to take a loss. What's his name? Calling him a crackhead. I don't know, man.
And then I was, you know, had a camera forced on me the first time, and I couldn't get out of it. And then the second time, same happened. I know, so here we are, you know.
Yeah, listen, I mean, you guys... You guys out there, you know that I have not been doing interviews for a while, but he's so humble. He's such a good dude. I had to just grab him because I'm in awe of the fact that you're such a regular guy, and that's
He don't like cameras. He don't like the media. He don't like being sociable. He don't like nothing. He don't like shit. What am I seeing different here? Is he scratching? Huh? Is he offering dome in the fucking gas station? Like, what are we talking about, bro?
your greatness.
I will do that. Take a video.
Thank you. You know what the cool thing is? Half the people in the store know it's you, the great Nick Diaz, and the other half don't. And that's what's so amazing, because you just blend in, and like you're not like walking in like, hey man, look who's here, you know? I love that.
You watch the fights.
Of course.
And you know it's now.
Oh, hells yeah. Hells yeah. Thank you so much for jumping on here, brother.
Hey, don't blow my cover.
Don't blow my cover. It's just the same old. Did he ask to get cornered? Like, who knows? This is the same old Nick Diaz to me, bro. Same old Nick Diaz. Got a cool Louis Vuitton coat on. Got a shitty hat on. You know, skin look yellow. He's looking thin. He was training for a fight. Could he be getting lit? Could he be an addict? Sure. This ain't gonna prove it to me. But you let the rest of these cocksuckers talk like, yeah, nah, like, you gotta come with more than that.
It's our secret. God bless you, bro.
See?
God
Being
bless
a good sport, bro. I don't see nothing crazy there. He just as awkward as he always is. So let's go back to these pole smokers, you know, sitting here crying about what's going on with Nick when Nick is minding his fucking business. Right? Let's go back to these jerk-offs over here and see what they talking about. So
Joe,
that gas
did you see the interview?
And why they keep calling? Why is it called the gas station video? Is that a gas station they was in? There's socks on the wall and shit like that, and bags. They sell gas station shit in Vegas and
the gas station.
Yes, I did.
That was hard to watch.
No, I didn't see it.
It was
okay. And
what's this supposed to be, Aljo, and this supposed to be Mirage? Y'all are disrespectful. I hope y'all get slapped every time somebody see y'all. I just hated the way y'all took that loss. Y'all both took that loss like a couple of whores.
Recently reported that he's on some pretty heavy.
Did you see the interview with him in the gas station?
Yes, I did.
That was hard to watch.
No, I didn't see it.
It was
Is it pretty new?
I mean, he looks like a
It's fucking
crackhead.
sad. Well, I was telling Joe, I was like, dude, you think he had wars in the octagon? Imagine how many thousands of wars he's had in the gym, sparring
pro boxers
3 times a week, just beating each other's fucking head in.
That's sad. That's fucking.
Hopefully he can beat it, because that is a fucking living legend.
Yeah, hopefully he could beat what? What jacket did y'all put on this dude? What did you convince everybody that he did, bro? When you cut weight, you definitely look like that.
Is that something where you like?
Weight. He might have started cutting weight. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it went left. But I still ain't seen nothing that say the dude's on meth, man, or on anything other than what he's normally on. I ain't seen no crazy Nick Diaz behavior. I'm bugging. Y'all tell me if I'm bugging.
Like
Y'all
want
tell me if
almost
I'm bugging. But
to
these
step
motherfuckers is crying crisis right here off of the words of fucking Joe Riggs. I laugh at that shit.
Hopefully he can beat it, because that is a fucking living legend.
Hopefully he could beat it.
Yeah, is that something where
3 times a week just beating each other's fucking head in.
That's sad. That's fucking.
Hopefully he can beat it, because that is a fucking
something
living
that-
legend.
Yeah, is that something where you'd like want almost the UFC to step in and be like, get him some help?
Dude, you
because
just
he won't help himself at that
the
point?
addicts
or-
aren't gonna. They need to make that decision themselves. I feel like unless you literally pick him up off the streets, take him somewhere like.
But it seems like he's at that point where you need to just pick him up off the streets. You've seen
Where do
the
you-
video.
Why? Why does it seem like he's at that point? You seen him on the street, derelict, outside, laying on the floor? These guys are talking out of their fucking ass hat. Sal Jonte said, unfortunately, we live in a society always trying to come up with answers while looking for the worst in someone. It's going to be hard to find a video who genuinely cares about Nick. Yeah, these guys are fucking jerk-offs. Like, listen to what he just said.
Addicts aren't gonna. They
Get him some help.
Dude,
addicts ain't gonna do it themselves. Somebody gotta pick him up and take him off the street. He said, isn't he at that point already? What the fuck do y'all know? You saw the same video we just saw. Did that look like the same awkward Nate Diaz that you see talking any other time? Forget what he looked like. Did he talk differently? No, man. And I still ain't seen him do no math. You know what I mean? Salutes.
Because he won't help himself at that
the
point?
addicts
or-
aren't gonna. They need to make that decision themselves. I feel like unless you literally pick him up off the streets, take him somewhere like.
But it seems like he's at that point where you need to just pick him up off the streets. You've
Where
seen
do
the
you-
videos
where do you put him?
circulating.
You know Nate's trying.
Or do you?
I'm sure, yeah.
Do you like if you're a family member? Do you be like get
You
a
know Nate's trying. Why? Why we know that? Maybe Nate's not trying. Y'all just talking like y'all know what the fuck y'all talking about.
7 grams of mushrooms and
At that point where you need to just pick him up off the streets. You've
Where
seen
do
the
you-
videos
where do you put him?
circulating.
You know Nate's
You've
trying.
seen, see, he's at the point where you gotta drag him off the street. You've seen the videos circulating. What videos, pendejo tail, with your little man bun? What videos, huh? The video that we just saw of him talking like he always talks, looking thin and looking, who knows what kind of lighting they got in that place. We saw him lighting something on the floor. We didn't see him putting nothing to his lips. We saw his bitch sitting there videotaping him to put him on blast. What are we talking about? What videos are circulating that these two mamabichos on the bottom are so concerned about?
Right.
or do you?
I'm sure, yeah.
Do you like if you're a family?
Pick him up off the streets, take him somewhere like.
But it seems like he's at that point where you need to just pick him up off the streets. You've
Where
seen
do
the
you-
videos
where do you put him?
circulating.
See
You
the
know
videos
Nate's trying.
circulating?
Or do you?
You seen the videos circulating? Shut the fuck.
I'm sure, yeah.
Do you like if you're a family member? Do you be like get 7 grams of mushrooms and just have him do those mushrooms and just have?
I
this
don't know if you want to give
crazy experience to where it's like, oh fuck, they come out of it.
What you think? You think Nick ain't never done 7 grams of mushrooms? You funny glasses motherfucker.
When they're that heavy into drugs, I mean, remember Paul Chek, he recommends
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but you also worry about schizophrenia in that point, like.
Well, he's not schizo.
You don't know. That could induce anything.
That could, doing those kinds of drugs.
Can make you
What kind of
schizo.
drugs you
Yeah.
doing?
Absolutely.
Pros? You professional?
I don't know.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Let me chat.
That's why all those crackheads walking around the fucking.
It's alleged that he's been doing the METH.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy with the fucking bun, bro. I don't give a fuck about that guy. Fuck that dude. He never been. I mean, we saw mad other videos of him doing, interviews, and he's an awkward guy. He doesn't express himself well. It's not easy for him. It's very awkward. So the one video that they're saying he's high, to me, looks like all the other videos we've seen tonight, which is him being awkward. It's just how he is. If you're going to say it, show proof. Charles Dorada, I don't know what his normal is, but if this is his normal, he's obviously just not comfortable with media interviews and having all eyes on him. Never has been. He just want to fight. If he could fight and make the money he make to fight and not be on camera, he would. It's just who he is.
Oh yeah, you guys
so,
bought
like-
that lady a tablet. You guys skipped over that.
What?
Remember?
Oh,
In Texas.
Michelle.
Michelle.
She's a good lady. We should give her a jingle.
Yeah. Did you guys ever? Call her?
I've already called her. She doesn't answer.
She already
says,
lost
"Fuck
that
you."
thing.
Not a fan of these guys.
Yeah, I don't think.
Listen, I gave these guys the benefit of the doubt until they took that Marab lost like a couple of holes and just was making up shit after that. And saying, no, we won, you lost. Like, that's just, you're the weakest punk bitch ever. Oh, I'll fight you, Shy. Okay, fight this bullet, bitch. I'm not going to fight no fucking, MMA fighters. But, I think that's the pussiest shit you could have done was take those losses like a hoe.
Dude, give me a tablet so I can pawn that shit for real.
No, I
She
think
probably
she
that's what
likes
she
the
did.
tablet. I think she probably pawned the phone.
Yeah. Got a couple fucking Cialises. Do you ever pop your Cialis?
Schizophrenia and psychedelic mushrooms. Can they cause schizophrenia? There is no direct evidence that magic mushrooms cause schizophrenia. However, they can trigger psychosis or exasperate. Come on, stop. Or they can exasperate underlying mental health conditions in people who are predisposed.
You guys are Googling mushrooms? They're actually researching the mushrooms, but don't research if this dude's on METH or not. Like, come on, man. So
Schizophrenia
again,
or other
I
psychotic
haven't
disorders. This is
found
especially true if there is
no
a family
proof
history of such conditions.
or no, I don't even find
Being forced to see ads?
exaggerated. I just find exaggerated accounts of Nick Diaz being high, because that shit. I don't see nothing here. Is it possible? Yes. This strung out shit that everybody's talking about, I ain't seen him do it. We just watched 2 of the videos in question. The gas station video, that just looks like regular old awkward Nick Diaz. Just as awkward as an interview with him and Hawani, just as awkward as an interview with him in a cage, just as awkward with an interview with him at a media day, same old shit. Right? Trying to be the good guy, trying to give you your soundbite. So, I ain't seen shit yet. But the talk of the town is Nick Diaz. Shout out Vernon, I'm good, so hit the reset. Or get out and get back in, because I'm fine right here. I got audio over here. But I ain't seen nothing damning him. So I will say maybe he's not fight ready. Maybe, whatever could have happened. All right? And maybe he has an addiction. That is quite possible. But you didn't prove it to me with what you showed me today. Or what I ran into, what I saw. And nobody is saying that there's something else for me to look at that's going to prove it more to me. I can't with people like this diagnosing and trying to act like doctors when they have zero medicine knowledge. Just a couple of jerk-offs, diagnosing Nick Diaz. If he has everything these people are throwing on him, if he was everything these people were throwing on him, the police would have arrested him at some point. And TMZ will be all over it in the society we live in. Yeah, he's already at the point of, we got to pick him off the street and take him to rehab. Well, where he at on the street, bitch? Where we finding Nick at? On the street. What, on his girlfriend's Instagram? In a video at a gas station? Again, man, I feel like people just blow shit up. But I ain't seen no proof of that. And again, I've been here hours. So anybody could just send me the information and tell me, hey, here it is. But I don't see it. Nate ain't talk about it. Other fighters ain't talk about it. Joe Riggs, the guy that he beat up in the cage and the guy that he beat up in the fucking hospital. Huh? Come on, man. Miss me with the bullshit. So again, I'm not seeing nothing. I do want to look up the Ronda Rousey shit, though.
No,
people just putting shit on his jacket. Pray for Nick Diaz. Rumors of addiction and his return, Congress response to critics. I see nothing else, y'all. Nothing else. So again, I'm calling bullshit on the Nick Diaz's Method Man. And he's just the same old, tricky in the mental Nick Diaz that I've known for the last 25, 30 years. No difference. Whatever it's been, 15, 20, since he's been in the game. Let's see. This is them talking about
going to go on a 2-minute rant right now. So I've been.
This is a quick video. Let's check this out. About a stalker. He did have a stalker recently too. Vernon Heim says still not working. I don't know, Vernon. It's on your end somehow. Everybody else hear me just fine? Got exit out.
Going to go on a 2-minute rant right now. So the reason why I haven't put out Nick Diaz footage is because obviously Nick doesn't appear to be doing so well. I've spoken to him 2 weeks ago, and things don't look good, right? But what really chapped my asshole and really made me want to put out this video was the video that his, whatever you want to call her, put out of him lighting.
All right, so there it is. Nick Diaz's friend talks about his crazy stalker. Maybe he's talking about this lady. El Tubo's hating. Nah, man, El Tubo be on bullshit.
Whatever on fire, and it's going to go on a 2-minute rant right now. So the reason why I haven't put out Nick Diaz footage is because obviously Nick doesn't appear to be doing so well. I've spoken to him 2 weeks ago, and things don't look good, right? But what really chapped my asshole and really made me want to put out this video was the video that his, whatever you want to call her, put out of him lighting whatever on fire, and it infuriated me. I texted her, said, "Did you put this out there?" And she said, "Yes." Why would you do that? There's only one motive you would do something like that, and that's just to humiliate, make somebody look like a fool. That's not cool. You don't do that to somebody you care about. That is the ultimate shitbag move. And anybody who puts out content like that, humiliating other people, especially people that you love, you are a full-blown period. End of story. Anyways, well, he did this to me, and he did that to me, and he did that to me, and he did this to me. Then leave the relationship, you mama Luke. But you won't, because I said to Nick when we were at the Russian bathhouse one day, he's like, "Stevie, I can't shake this broad, bro."
Did it. That's why I've been drinking so much lately. Like, I don't need to drink like that. I've been drinking like that because, fuck, I can't get away from her. I'm just stuck, and I gotta go deal with people too, and her. So I can't stand her when I'm sober around people. I'm like freaking out.
I can't shake her. She should have been a Navy SEAL, dude. She should have been on a Navy SEAL mission. She's like a bloodhound. Okay, she'll be on you like stink on a
Nick crazy as shit. He's shitting on his broad to do with the lens of the camera right in his face.
Bro, she'll catch your scent and she will never leave. I'm hostage, bro. I said, "Nikki, I always knew she was a stage 5 clinger, but she's showing you what a stage 6 looks like. And she is certainly a stage 6 clinger, bro. And they're in a class all of their own." I'm just, I'm going to start pumping out some more stuff. It's been difficult because I have other projects going on. I have another one of my films it's going to be in a theater next month in December. Again, I'll put some stuff out, but that video that
Yeah, but you didn't tell me shit, but she's a piece of shit. So that means that video could have been from whenever? Was it a story? Was it live? What's happening?
fucking moron put out of him just really... I always defended her too, and that's the part that irritates me. I always said she had his better interest.
Nah.
And then putting out a video like that, I felt like I was completely duped.
And don't get it fucked up.
Because
just like there's some Cassies that can't get away from ditties, there's some men that can't get away from their titties or get away from their chicks. You know what I'm saying? There's the titties. There's some chicks that you can't shake.
Somebody who would do something like that will never have anybody's better interest. Ever.
But he didn't give he's saying, "Oh, it doesn't look good," but he didn't give no clarity on the next.
So, I'm done with my rant. Thank you. Some
that
content
rant wasn't worth shit, bro. And who the fuck are you? She's definitely a toxic ass girl, and yeah, he did call her on her shit, but he didn't give me.
I'm sorry for the
else.
delays.
Let me see what Mayhem really said. Man, I really hope Nick gets help. Bye. Everybody talking, but we don't know what's wrong with Nick right now. I don't know. Nobody's proven to me something wrong with Nick Diaz today. Is he in fighting shape? Probably not. That's probably why they cut the fight. That's just as plausible as him being addicted to something. All right? Let's see. But again, I don't see nothing. Nothing. Let me see what Mayhem really said. Because Mayhem... And he probably means well, but he talking out his ass too. We don't know what's really happening out here. Let's see. With that said, I think this case is closed for now. Because Austin G, I hope not. Hope not what? Hope he's not
Change
addicted?
can
I
be
hope
scary.
not too. Hope that he's not addicted to them? Yeah, I hope not too. I just feel like there's no proof out there and everybody's throwing that jacket on him. Why? Because we saw him lighting some shit on fire and some broad posted it. Why? Because we saw him talking to some dude under some bad lighting and he's looking skinny, but he's just as awkward as he's always been. I'm trying to find.
Next to the toilets at UNF. I got a guy in the back getting ready.
Or he hunted it.
Listen, I'm hunting duck.
My dad.
What the hell? Damn Chinese feet.
We tried sinking.
I pay those guys what they're worth and, have the fight.
Think wins and how.
Fight. And I want to see it. And everyone else does too. And I don't think that I'm wrong for asking for the interim champ to be able to fight. Yep, go ahead.
And then now.
No, I don't think he can do that exactly. Some fire underneath them, and he might be able to pull that out actually. Hand to this guy if he needs it, and if he's not ready to take a helping hand and help this guy out. What we saw, you know what I mean, and I want underneath them, and he might be.
Caught versus Ian Machado. Gary, who do you favor in the
good fundamentals and like more of this shot count? I think that there's some fire under. He might be.
Nick Diaz.
He might be able to pull that out actually.
Hey, your friend Nick Diaz, he was initially supposed to be on the card.
Listen here, we all saw what we saw, you know what I mean? And I won't.
Okay, we saw what we saw. What the fuck did we see, man? We saw an erratic Nick Diaz. Okay.
Dwell on it too bad, but I saw, you know what I mean? And I won't dwell on it too bad, but I think that people in Nick's life need to gather around. Anybody who ever made some money off him needs to come circle around and help this guy out.
Ain't that the truth? Anybody that ever made some money off of him.
We had our beef, whatever, since we were kids, but that's not that doesn't stop me from extend a helping hand to this guy if he needs it, and if he's not ready to take a helping hand, y'all need to keep on him. The people close to him, his brother, his family, his friends, all you guys that made money off him need to go ahead, and he needs you now. He needs to circle back. And that's not talking bad on him. It's just it's a tough sport we're in, and it's easy to get tripped up in the wrong things. Super easy. It's even harder to come up out of that. So, my advice is not for him. It's for the people around him to help him get to a better place in his life.
Don't get it fucked up. Mayhem went through it and got out of it.
Life.
But that's really nice of you to extend the helping hand if he wants it.
Shit, I wish somebody would have done it for me earlier. Yeah. And they did, and I finally took the help, and now my life keeps getting better and better, except for when someone gives me terrible food. But other than that, I'm just kidding. And thanks for letting me try something new. To be honest, thank you for letting me. But you saw, I didn't like it that much. But no, seriously, like, I went through all this hard stuff with substance. It's super easy to get tripped up in. It's so easy.
Shout out Austin G. Mayhem thick now. Shout out Mayhem. I'm glad, man, because there was a time that I felt the same way, or worse. He was looking worse than Nick is looking right now. Right now, I'm not seeing no proof Nick is, addicted to anything. I think Mayhem was on the Rampage Jackson podcast and said it. Said what? What'd he say, Vernon? Jonathan said, wouldn't want a fighter who hasn't fought in years not doing a safe weight cut. Because isn't that dangerous? Yeah, these guys are all CTE'd up. And yes, weight cuts are dangerous. Weight cuts shouldn't exist. Did they ever say why they canceled the fight? UFC did not say. That I heard of. So that they called it, or girls are toxica? I thought about that too, Jonathan. Kind of like Chavez Jr. Bad weight cut is not good.
Especially when you're used to the bright lights and crazy, exciting, the fight is like nothing else, I'm cornering the guys.
Salutes, Mayhem. I don't see it. Let me look up one more thing. Oh, the same thing he just said. Salutes, Brennan. Oh shit! 7 years ago, Nick Diaz blames Ronda Rousey for him drinking alcohol. Did he blame it on her? I got her trip to the 209. Let's see. Happy to train with Ronda. Brother choking out Connor. Ronda's trip to the to the 209. Let me find out. She's the precipice of this shit. Huh? The fuck are we talking about?
Okay, let me tell you. Let me just try to paint a picture for you. I was going to Las Vegas. I take one of my
Your entourage
my best
must
friend.
have been legendary.
No, because I need to be in Vegas for I forget whatever reason. I'm throwing a show. I'm throwing a show called War. This lawyer.
Oh yeah, you promoted
this lawyer, Jonathan Tweedale's talking me into throwing a show. We should throw a show. I'm like, okay, is this gonna make money? I still don't know what kind of money I made or lost on that thing, but like I'm trying to get this guy to paint a picture for me. We're throwing a show. I'm using my triathlon coach Damian Gonzalez to help throw it, and then we go to Vegas. Right? I've got my friend I just started drinking. I didn't drink my whole 20s. Did not have one fucking drink.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't sit right with me when I was back. When I started training, I go out and try to have some drinks. It'd always kill my game, or I ended up sick after 2 drinks, and I wouldn't get drunk. It just didn't sit right with me. So I was, I don't have time to fool around with this. I just knocked it off, and I didn't have any temptation to want to drink. I was like, drinking's bad for you. It makes me feel like shit.
Yeah.
I have to train tomorrow.
Yeah.
So and I have a fight coming up always. So I didn't drink till I met Ronda.
Till I met Ronda. There it is.
Rousey came to my house and she was like, motherfucker, you need to loosen up.
Right.
She was like, she put a bottle of tequila in front of me, boom, slid it over on the table. She's like, time for you to have a shot. I'm like, oh, all right. All right, I'll get drunk with you.
So Ronda, not only did you destroy your own career in life, you destroyed Nick's career at the same time. Goddamn. Allegedly.
So,
she's a bad influence.
Oh, yeah, no, she's great. I mean, who the fuck doesn't drink?
No, who knew? Who knew, though? That would lead to where, supposedly where everybody putting him. I don't know him to be no rug addict, man.
Her 20s. Like, come on. And
well, yeah, that
me, I didn't drink
discipline,
my whole
though, yeah.
20s. I was 30 by this time. No, I was
That's
29.
really disciplined.
I was 29. Yeah, but there's no temptation when there's no understanding. You see what I mean? So I had to fight. There's basically, I don't want to get drunk and get punched tomorrow. I want to go not get drunk and get punched tomorrow. That would probably be better. So it's just simple. I didn't drink. People don't understand. I'm like, I'm like, look, when I say 3 to 5 fights a fucking year, I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean 3 to 5 fucking baddest motherfuckers that you've ever heard of in your life that will beat you to the fucking ground. You're going to fight them.
Yep. He went on a run, 3 to 5 fights a year.
In
it's
3
lot,
fucking
bro. It's a lot on the mental, a lot on the body, just a lot.
months. And guess what that is? You're going to fight them in 3 fucking months. And guess what that is? That's 2 weeks to get in shape for the next 2 weeks so that you can be in shape for the next month. 1 fucking month. That's all you have. That's 4 fucking weeks. If the 2 weeks of sparring doesn't go good and training doesn't go good, your next 2 weeks ain't going to go good. So you have to pyramid all the way up with that month. And then all you have now is a little bit of time to polish before you have 2 fucking weeks of media and bullshit.
Yeah.
And wait.
I think that's too much for fighters, man. I think that media shit first of all, I think we'd get better fights if they didn't have to do media days. Bro, press conference before the fight, fine. But a whole fucking week of media obligations, 2 weeks of media obligations, like, man. Crazy. El Tazo Dorado. Play the Nick Diaz Nunchucks video afterwards. What's up, Shail? Been watching all your Cartel Wives episode, all the Surviving No Chapo episodes as well. Thank you for the fire content. Salutes to you, SD Mexican. Appreciate you, sir. We got mad content in the playlist section, so make sure you check everything else out. And make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you have yet to do so. All that good stuff. I appreciate you. What's poppin', y'all? We're going to give out another 5 real quick. Fuck it. Let's give out this other 5. We've been here. Shit, over 3 hours and didn't feel like it, but it's because I'm talking about some shit that I love. Boom.
Are y'all ready to party? Let's go! Get your hands up! 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 Get your hands up!
All right, this time around we had 0 people that I recognized from the chat get a gifted membership, but so be it. Salutes. All right, let's get it.
Weight cut. So now it's weight cut. So it's not 3 months.
Right.
It's
And
a
it's a
preparation.
murderer's
It's a
row of
preparation
guys
month
that you fought.
It's a preparation month for a really hard, fucked up, hardcore month. For 2 last weeks is all you got. Then you have media, press, and weight. You're done. So like you don't have time to fuck around.
When you see these guys
if
that
you're
have like
fighting me, you don't have time to. I will fucking beat your fucking ass in front of your whole life. You don't have time to fuck around.
when you see these guys that have these padded records that are like that haven't gone through the murderer's row of guys that you've gone through. Does it make you wish?
Yeah,
like,
it makes me go like, fuck, man, George, you fought like fucking recycled 2 fucking guys who I would have always beat. Yeah, Josh Koscheck and Fitz.
Yeah.
And he recycled these fucking 2 guys twice. He fought both of them twice. You're like, how many times did George win a title or fight for the title and hold it? Like 7 times or something?
Yeah.
Well, just scratch 4 of those. Scratch 4 of them.
Shields is getting that fight on New Year's.
And then Shields beat him. Shields beat the fuck out of him. He was all fucked up. I'm like, you don't give it. Oh, you got 1 takedown on Shields, didn't even try to hold it, so you won the fight? Get the fuck out of here. You lost. If I was George, I'd be like, yeah, I didn't win this fight.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't win this fight. Like, I'll say right now, like, the fight that I don't feel like I won, but I did win, though. I won on damage. Like, I fought Diego Sanchez. He hit me up. How many stitches you get, motherfucker? I was like, he's like, I got 17. I was like, yeah, you have more stitches than I got. So, like, I'm like, I won that.
Shout out Diego, man. Diego's another one. You know, a dude that had a lot of mental shit going on all the way. We'll talk about that one day. He had a full-on cult scammer basically get in his head and destroy him as a human being, all of the above. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed before, but after this guy, it was puro abuso.
Fucking fight, and I had him in an armbar at the end of the fight, just like Joe Riggs. He was done. I had that fucking arm lock. I don't lose it. I don't. When I get that, it's like your fucking grandmother falls off a cliff if you lose this arm lock. You're not fucking letting go. It's not gonna happen, So once I turned that arm lock into a Ronda Rousey, it was done, and I was at the end of the round on a Joe Rigg fight, and at the end of the round, 2 fights I lost. I keep stacking up losses on my record. I won every fucking fight I lost. I won the fight I was fighting. The one fight I lost, I did not know what I was looking at. I fought 2 times that night, 3 times. What MMA fighter in the UFC right now has ever fought 3 times in one night? Me. And I got the fucking shit smashed out of me. In the last fight of that night, I had 2 really good fights. I come out not even having no clue what I'm looking at. My stance is all whack. I'm doing karate out there.
Because that was a tournament.
This fucker just tightens up with his elbows in and says, pow, cracks me with a jab. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck was that? I'm on the floor.
I think I got what I was going to
You
get
know
out
what I mean?
of this video. Ronda Rousey started all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Ronda Rousey, that's the story of the night for me. Ronda Rousey started all this shit, and I don't see no proof that Nick Diaz is any kind of rug addict. You know what I mean? I'm going to play the Nick Diaz nunchuck video before we get out of here. There's a million videos. Go look them up, man. Go find some. Listen, they're awkward at first, but once you understand how he talks and his cadence, you'll find the jewels in the conversation. There's a lot of entertaining videos out there on Nick. There's a couple of them. He would get on the... this is the conference call one. He would get on the conference call. He'd get on the conference call with the UFC or Strikeforce or whatever. They do a conference call for like the promotion of the fight. And you just hear the bubbles. You just hear the bubbles of his bong bubbling and shit.
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your
and him doing nunchucks.
Quero ter filhos, mas assim vai ser o momento certo. Quero ter filhos, mas assim vai ser o momento certo. E não sei no momento certo. Na real, meu foco agora é minha carreira. Eu acho que eu consigo ter uma uma grande produção que vai ter o cinturão.
That sounds like Cyborg, the woman, Cyborg, because back Cyborg was married to male Cyborg, Cyborg Santos, when Nick and Cyborg fought. So they were married. So this sounds like woman champion, Cyborg, translating for her husband, Cyborg. Shout out Jonathan Pantoja. Fuck. Out of all the spirits, where I gotta be tequila. She did him dirty with the tequila. She placated the Mexican, English in him.
Aí eu disse que não tem pra crescer, acho que eu quero ver as forças cada vez mais pro MMA.
So they're talking, and this dude's just getting his nunchuck on and hitting the bomb. He cold with them chucks, though.
Hello. She said that, she's already married. She already has a good. She wants to build a family. Not right now at all whatsoever.
Oh, you know what? Maybe she was fighting on the card. Maybe she's not translating for her husband. But I know he did fight him. He beat him.
But in the future, hopefully. And she just wants to focus,
boy Cole with
continue
the nunchucks,
fighting,
though.
continue holding to her
All
belt
right,
as long as she can.
Austin
and,
G, I hope you're
make
still
sure
in the
that
building.
she's making
Got
her
some
game get
nunchucks.
better, training harder, and, eventually build a team, have students, help her students fighting, just a regular mixed martial arts career.
And could you ask her how, the times that I've seen her, obviously her fighting style is very aggressive. Because what about her personality? Is she a very intense
Yeah, it was just
person?
important to me. When I first saw him fighting, it was important to me that a guy named Diaz and a guy named Sanchez was fighting each other in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? I thought those were important times and shit. They were pioneers of the sport, real talk.
Person or very loose, great sense of humor? How would she describe herself, her personality?
He don't give a fuck about that press conference either. So I said Tequila didn't care everything for him. It all went left. Yeah, I blame Ronda Rousey, man. That's it.
Escreve sua personalidade. Ele viu você lutando no ringue, você é muito agressiva. Mas assim, no dia a dia, como é que você é? Eu também sou.
I'll tell you what Nick Diaz needs, man. You want to really know the truth of what Nick Diaz needs? He needs a wife and a child to occupy his time and his fucking love, because nothing else going to do it. Chicks like the one that he been trying to escape from ain't going to do it. The fight game ain't going to do it. Nothing's going to do it for him. He needs somebody that completely engulfs him in their softness. And to me, that would be a daughter. Now, I know Nate has children. I don't know. I don't know that he has. I believe he has daughters. So, I think that's something that Nick probably needs. What he doesn't need is to be outside. Like, he needs a way to, I think his name alone, man, you could throw that shit and license that and make money and make a lot of money. He needs to fix himself, then he can do that. But here's my thing, Velez. I agree. But we don't even know if he needs to fix himself, because what did you see different than a normal Nick Diaz today, dog? I feel like everybody's screaming smoke and fire, and I don't see it. I saw him lighting some shit on in the sidewalk. I could be outside trying to, maybe there's somebody inside I'm going to sing happy birthday to. I'm trying to light their candles, and I'm going to run inside put the candles in the cupcake. I'm trying to light the candle. Or maybe, I'm trying not to be seen. I could have been doing mind you, it looks weirder than that. I get it. But we ain't see him smoking nothing. So yes, he needs to fix himself. But here's what you got to understand. If he's not addicted to rugs right now, then there's no fixing himself from what he is. And that family is going to do that for him. I think. It's the only thing. I think it's the only thing that can do it for him. But if he is getting high, and he is METHOD, got me drinking OE all night in the MPV. If he is getting lit, he's Method Man in it, then yes, I agree. He needs to fix himself up, and then he can do that. But nobody's proven to me that this dude has a drug problem. Nobody. And it was always gonna feel weird to me anyways. Nick Diaz, he never lived that life. He was never about that shit. We know that. We saw it. And when things went left and he started drinking a lot of alcohol, we saw that. He didn't hide that shit. So if something's going on with him now that has to do with addiction, you know, hopefully he gets through it. But I'm saying nobody proved to me that that's the case right now. Nobody. So salutes. But I think he needs somebody's baby, somebody from a good woman, some baby that's gonna soften him the fuck up, and be the only shit he could trust, the only thing he could trust. This comment says Nick Diaz is literally what every cartoon older brother is based off of. Salute. So again, I don't see no proof. I was thinking I was gonna come and see mad accounts of him getting lit somewhere, hear mad stories, see mad videos. The only thing I saw was the video of a obnoxious woman videotaping him doing who knows what. He had the wherewithal to know exactly what she was doing it, why she was doing it, laugh it off, all of that shit. He just as awkward as he always is. I saw another video of him in a gas station being just Nick Diaz. He ain't look good. Sometimes he don't look good. I've seen him look bad before. They didn't say he was on drugs then. They was calling him an alcoholic. All right? But those are the two things I've seen, and none of that shit is proof to me that Nick Diaz has some problem that everybody's talking about. And if he does, I hope he gets help. But y'all ain't prove it to me yet. You know what I mean? Austin G, yes, I did. Salutes. About 90% sure he on that shit, though. All right, cool, Velez. You could be 90% sure, right? Your 90% is based on all the shit that I just saw. And to me, none of that shit is damning. None of it. Some good writers out there. Yep. Oh, Chicago, absolutely. You don't think the long break affected him? Maybe seeing he wasn't the same, older, couldn't fight like before, led him to a depression and whatnot, was just hanging with the wrong crowd? That's quite possible. Nobody's proved that to me, Velez. You just wrote him a whole story. It's quite possible. Nobody's shown me that. I ain't see that from them two videos. I ain't see that. Long break definitely affected him. Listen, but the long break didn't affect his life in that sense. His shit has always been a battle in here, bro. It got nothing to do with the fight game. The fight game is secondary. It's something that he feels he got to do. Whether it's for money or whether it's for, I'm Nick Diaz, this is what I do. But I still ain't seen nobody prove to me that this dude's a drug addict, bro. Still ain't seen nobody prove it. I saw two videos. We saw the same thing. You just wrote a whole thing for him. But listen, tampoco. I'm just saying I've seen it happen with people I know. I know. So have I. Doesn't mean it happened to him. Because nobody's proved to me that it happened to him yet. It's just what it is. Plus, UFC drug tests randomly. Yeah, at random. I don't know how long the Method Man stay in you. It just sounds crazy to me. And they got real close to the fight before they called the fight off. But Les 408 just gave him an alibi if he is doing rugs. Like, come on, man. Exactly. The mind is powerful. Yeah. His mind was powerful enough for him to be straight edge in his 20s while fighting and getting money. Think about that, Velez. Just as fucking powerful as it is the mind disintegrating into chaos. It's just as powerful to do the other way. He did it. You're talking about a resilient human being. A dude that does not like to talk to cameras, but when he's comfortable, you see how eloquently he can talk. A dude that don't like to talk to regular people, but when he's comfortable, you see how he can talk, right? Well, this is the same dude that ran marathons and triathlons. This is a dude that I believe swam from Alcatraz to the mainland 4 times. That's a mentally strong dude, which is why I'm saying nobody has proven to me that mentally strong dude is a crackhead now. Because some bitch posted it? I don't know. So I hope he's all right. And people say, oh, but he has to be on meth. They canned the fight. And you saw the video. No, bro, he don't have to be shit. He could have been constipated this week and couldn't cut weight, and that's why he didn't get the fight. He could have been sick. He could have been a million different things could have happened. He could have told the UFC, man, fuck you, I want more money. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, my point is nobody's proven to me in anything that I've seen tonight, and I'm hoping I'm putting this out to the commenters. Again, this edited video, and I would appreciate y'all to go over to Head Kick Shy and subscribe over there, because this edited video will be uploaded over there. This Nick Diaz, this me debunking the fact that I don't think that they've proven to me that this guy is addicted to anything. It'll be on that channel. I'm about to drop that in the Discord for people that in the chat for the people that don't follow over there. Follow Head Kick Shy, because this will be over there. This conversation will continue over there. But nobody's proving it to me, bro. I don't see it. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not caping for him. I'm just saying you ain't proved it to me yet. If you're going to call me a crackhead, motherfucker, y'all better have mad proof that I'm a fucking crackhead. Just be running around calling me out my motherfucking name, putting shit on my jacket. You know, putting jackets on me that ain't mine. I'm straight. All right, here's the Ill Film channel for those that are into movies and TV. I review and react to movies and TV on that channel, so salutes to y'all. Shout out JP. I hope if and whenever Nick speaks on all this one day and he isn't on anything, the society we live in discarding him will take the time to apologize. They will never do it, Jonathan. Thank you, and God bless your wishful thinking. They'll never do it. A lot of good people have been pushed. Facts. But they'll never apologize. They'll back up into the bushes like Homer Simpson. That's just what they do. JP, our conversation in Discord ain't over either. Salutes. Over the edge, a lot of people, good people, have been pushed over the edge and lost their life due to society instead of what they're accused of. Facts. The court of public opinion has told me, Sha'il, a dude that don't believe shit, that Nick Diaz is a drug addict. The guy I watched spend his 20s whipping ass, smoking weed, running triathlons, and swimming shark-infested waters from Alcatraz to San Diego. That video, you're going to need more than that fucking video that bro put up, and you're going to need more than him talking to some neckbeard dude that looks familiar. I just can't nail it down right now. You're going to need more than that, bro, to call me a crackhead. You know? It's just what it is. Right? Hundreds up in the chat for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. Talk fight. Well, we didn't talk fighting. We talked Nick Diaz. Talked to little Nate Diaz. Again. Interesting story, those two guys. Definitely a Hollywood story in what they've lived. They did good. They did good. And they did it with the, bottom common denominator, just scrapping. So, all right. That's it. Let me go through the chat real quick. Salutes to all the new members. Did I throw my hundreds up? I did. We were going to go through body cams and shit, but we've been here 3.5 hours. I'm yelling and shit. It's 11:30. I'm going to get out of here. Shout out Manalia. Shout out Zoraida. Always a pleasure. Shout out Pete Never. Thank you for the $10 cash app, sir. Appreciate you. Shout out Vernon Heim. Salutes. Always a pleasure, sir. Shout out my brother Old Soul. Shout out Jonathan Pantoja. Salutes to you, bro. Glad you made it tonight. Knew you wanted to talk about this. Shout out Velez 408. I appreciate you, sir. Shout out Popeye the Stoner. William Borden. Salutes. What else we got here? It was a good time. That time flew, I'll tell you that. Time flew. El Pachuco, salutes to you. 298 Sosa, salutes. Shout out Vicente, he was in here earlier. Salutes to all the people that got gifted, especially Yael, Albert Flores, and Borregazo. Those names I recognize. Recognize. Shout out JS. JS, you were right, bro. Let's be honest. Ronda Rousey destroyed Nick's career. He never touched alcohol. Before meeting Ronda, she pushed him to alcohol. Right? He said it himself. He said it himself. Shout out Al the Pal. Anybody. Some people just come in here and just leave one line and then I miss them. Shout out Austin G. I appreciate you coming through. Shout out to all the new members. Right. Shout out from Phoenix, Arizona to Chi-Town, Direct Connect, Eduardo Cruz. Salutes to you, Eduardo. Appreciate you. Shout out JP. Salute Shy Ill, my dude. Another great live as always, providing great quality content. Shout out to all the Ill Cartel members. Chatting new members. Like and subscribe. It's free. Salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. If you have yet to hit the like button, please do. If you have yet to subscribe, please do. Hit the notification bell. Stay abreast of the things we do. I'm going to finish up. I'm going to be dropping a reaction I did to Alien Romulus on my Ill Films channel. I'll be dropping that tomorrow. And we'll be going from there, man. I'll let you know what kind of new content we got. Again, I wanted to cover Nick Diaz today. Some days I don't want to just come and talk about all the lies that are on the internet about what's happening in the cartel world. Miss me with that. I'll wait until we have somebody like Bordo, somebody like Jay, where we can have the conversation on here, you know, and then we'll do that. Rather than deal with all these AI sites and shit. That beer just gets you all gassy and shit. Join the Discord after party after the Discord, and please forgive tequila. Fucking tequila. It took away my sickness the other day because that motherfucker was coming in hot. And the tequila saved the day. But that shit went left for Nick, boy. That shit went against his Mexican bloodstream. Like, no. Shout out Zoraida. Shai, thank you for all my new learnings. Great video as always. I appreciate you, Zoraida, always. Thank you for coming through. You guys have a awesome night, and I will see y'all soon. We're always in touch anyway. We're gonna get Vernon Himes in the fucking Discord before the year's over. All right, we're gonna figure this shit out. Salutes. Y'all have a great night, man. I will holla. Peace.
Hanging from a thread till you dead, cause your partner put a price on your head, cause your chick was laying up in his bed. She getting details, spilling every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale of fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep part. You a savage, you can have it, just show all your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, a soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, stray bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shivering, it's a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence. Dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next. Open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think them Bible papers would shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving.